OBS and
there's a lot of places where it can fail.
yeah.
You need one of those OBS. Excuse me, one of those Elgato stream decks.
Stream decks? What is it?
Yeah.
What even is that?
You've got like a little.
It's basically a panel that lets you hotkey a bunch of things to it.
What you telling me? It's a keyboard?
No, well,
so,
no,
you know how you've got like those pads which num pads where you can just one hand separate. It's a bit like that, but it's just Elgato, and you've got
you can assign macros to it and whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous cost-wise, though.
So you can press a button and it will just start the stream just like that.
Change scenes.
Yeah.
Change scene, that sort of thing.
Change scenes. Start the stream. Have your copy pastas to it. Your emotes, whatever you want, you know.
Okay.
Like if you had like a lottery thing or something set up,
yeah,
you could have it, you know.
So you could win the giveaway.
Have it hotkeyed to win the giveaway for yourself.
Rig the giveaway for yourself. Like, oh well, looks like I win again, guys. Looks like I'm taking all these.
Well, I guess I'm keeping my own prize. Sorry. Thanks for the donation.
Yeah. This is a bit bad. Exactly. No, I mean, you obviously don't make it set up so you yourself can't win. Obviously, otherwise people are going to say rigged. People are going to say rigged. I mean, they say that it's rigged anyway. They say whoever wins, they still say it's rigged.
That's right. So it doesn't matter.
I've got a command exclamation mark rigged.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's not rigged. Only the American elections are rigged. It's a command. It's been in the command ever since I started doing giveaways on Twitch.
Wow. Right. So you're ahead of the curve then. Way ahead of the curve.
Oh mate, I'm fucking there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, there's rigged baby rage. There it is, right in chat there. Rigged baby rage. Also, I don't know. This is like really disturbing. Like Kevin is starting a cult right now. I mean, he's actually just starting a cult. That's kind of disturbing. Look, can you promote the word of Kevin? Have you accepted the word of Kevin into your heart? I'm kind of worried about him, guys. Why is he starting his own religion? What's happening?
What's the quote? You have a lot more fun as a follower, but you make a lot more money as a leader.
Saying he's doing it for the money.
He's doing it for the money.
Trying to start his own religion to make money.
It's all about the money. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It won't be that much fun, but it's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's all that matters.
Look who we got here today. It is Jebro.
Hey.
Everyone's favorite man with lots of hair.
With bald hair.
Are there any community events coming up right now? Is there anything like that?
Yeah.
Coming up in the future? Anything to do with maybe PvP or something like that? Is something like that on the horizon here?
I don't know. Like they said something about a season will probably start soon. Maybe, you never know. Maybe we'll get a PvP season soon and they'll actually announce it. Other than that, we have our university. Oh, it could be a university.
University tournament.
University tournament where only university students can take part. So we may have 7 people. Come and join.
Wow.
No, we got
saying everyone's kids, huh? Everyone's like 12-year-olds. Come on.
We've got the Unity Gaming Org official tournament, which starts in 2 weeks today for EU, and then NA is 1 week afterwards, which is going to be pretty bloody hype. I'm pretty excited about it. I might not sound excited about it because I've got allergies and I'm ill at the same time.
The combo.
Yeah. So we've got basically it's 5-man teams. We've got a 32 team limit. We're not expecting. We put 32 teams in because it was just an amount of teams. Whether or not we'll get that amount is another thing. We'll have to see. It's basically 5-mans, but the thing is that you can enter as a free agent as well. So you don't have to just have. You don't have to be in a team. You can enter as a free agent. So if you want to enter the tournament on your own, you can do that. All you need to do is really remember, or if you can't remember, you can look through your history in PvP and just tell us, where you came in the league. Not that, it's the best indication of how good you are at PvP, but it's an indication nonetheless. And yeah, so you can win potentially cash. We just got gem prizing as well from ArenaNet because obviously it's a cash tournament, so we had to go through some different bits and bobs in terms of being able to, have gems in there as well. So 2k gems per player for first. At the moment, as well, funnily enough, NA is beating EU in terms of donations to them, like money-wise. Like,
wow.
Do you mind if I post the links in your chat?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so NA donation page, and this is all through Matcherino. So Matcherino is, it's been around for a while actually, maybe a year or so, and they're actually based in Seattle, funnily enough. And basically, you can donate money to this tournament page, and it goes straight to the players. Like when the players sign up, and it kind of goes around me, which is good because you can avoid all the interesting issues that surround money and law and lawyers, because they deal with that stuff, and I can just organize the tournament and do the tournament. And basically, they give you a certain amount of codes, like free $1 codes, where you can go to the page, you donate a free $1. So each tournament has at least $50, which is what we were talking about with Helsef the other week, which is pretty cool. Like they just give you $50 for a tournament. I mean, I think that's pretty sweet.
Literally free money.
I have to ask. How much support have you seen from ArenaNet?
Gems.
Standard gem price.
2K per player. Like how many? So what is that? 10K? 10K gems.
Well, yeah, it'll be free 800 per second as well, something like that. I don't know. Or is it just 2K?
So, nice. And llamas for 50% of the tournament that win.
Yeah.
If you win one
match, right? Yeah, if you win one match. Yeah.
And that's for every tournament we have. So as long as we get at least 8 teams, there's that standard, thing. We'll get 8 teams. It's not going to be a thing. I'm not worried about it. We've already got 7 or 8 teams signed up for each tournament. They probably won't all sign up until next week, in all honesty. I'm just double checking. I mean, the other question to ask is how much money we've raised so far, which between both is close to $1,500.
I've seen it, man. It's depressing, dude. Like NA is slapping EU silly. Seriously. Basically. Oh, it is. Guys, we're getting destroyed here. We team. You want to support literal eSports? You gotta throw money at this. We gotta be NA, guys. Okay?
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds good though. It sounds like you've got pretty decent prize support for the first tournament so far, and things are going well, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Like, I'm really happy. I mean, and also, guys, if you do me a big solid and literally go to this website and you can enter a free code for EU. I think that all the codes have been entered. You just go and put in UGO EU and you donate a free $1. Like, it's free. Like, you don't have to do anything else other than maybe link your Twitch account, which takes 2 seconds anyway. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. We've got some big supporters of the tournament so far, like people that have money that want to donate their cash every month. Like we've got a couple of people who said, I'm going to donate $500 a month. Wow. It's like, okay, fine. Because no one else is, like,
I'm also starting a PvP tournament where it will never actually happen, but you can donate $500 a month to me.
There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love from a lot of people. I mean, you've got like someone that donated $250, $500, $100, 20s, 50s, on both tournaments. It's like crap, man. There's pretty good bloody support. It's not bad at all. It's much more. And the thing is with this project as well, with Matcherino, you don't see many donations normally until the day of the actual stream, because that's when you push. Because it's almost like a charity thing, in a way, where you push on the day when you stream. So that amount is like, I don't know how far that's going to go.
It's like any contest, the day of, people get excited and want to get in there and support it. And
it's pretty crazy. I'm completely surprised that it's actually like almost $1,000 for NA as well. It's like bloody hell. So
it's great to see that it's there, though. It's great to see the support is there, and people are still passionate about the scene, right? Because that's
sweet.
It's good to see that people are still down to hype. Yeah, you've already got your free $50. Easy.
Jesus Christ. Oh, what about NA though? What about NA? Try and do the NA one. I didn't realize the free codes had already been run out. That's sick then. That's boxy. Do you know what I mean? Like 50 people would have had to log into that site for each region and put their codes in. So people people give a shit, obviously. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
It's we've got like this big. We've got so many people involved in it as well. We've got the Discord, and we've got about 7 or 8 admins per region. Like and then we've got like everyone in the Discord as well. The Discord is, I mean, it's getting bigger. It's pretty good at the moment. But we've got logos, we've got trailers, and the point is to get other people other than just me to organize this tournament, because I will pull out more hair, which I don't have. And to get the community to organize this, not just me, so I can be the figurehead and the one who says, we're having meetings, we're doing the tournament this way, and organizing a tournament. I think you did the raid tournament, right? I mean, it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah, sure. Extremely difficult to pull it off.
Time.
Oh yeah.
And it's the rules and regulations and all the other kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. We've got a trailer as well, which is pretty hype. Which I didn't make as well. Didn't make the graphics. Look, VUQ, that guy in chat, he made the graphics, and he's a very talented man. So if anyone needs graphics, then talk to that guy right there. Definitely.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
I'm definitely more excited than my sound, because like I said, I'm feeling a bit rough. But yeah, no, it's good.
So you think this is the direction that we, the PvP scene should go in? Like, just to go and get community organized stuff down? Because it looks like the support is there, right? So no need to rely on ArenaNet. Just do it ourselves, right?
Well, that's the thing. I think it was there before as well, before we started doing ESL and the monthly tournaments. I think it's just guaranteed money. I think... it's always dependent on, is the first one just going to be the hype tournament, and then does it slowly go down and balance out, which I think is typical for any tournament or anything you run like that. I think sometimes it can just almost get to a level where, it might go down to about $1,000, maybe it go to $1,000, 500 a month. If people were still there that want the tournament, it will just carry on once a month for each region. If it doesn't, it won't continue. So it's going to be completely community controlled. I'm not going to push it. They're talking about automated tournaments as well. You've got the expansion. It's the perfect time to launch a tournament. We've got a gap at the moment. It's going to be starting around the same time as next season, I would assume. It wouldn't be that far away. It's a perfect time to launch it, and to bring some hype and to build some hype, maybe, for hopefully some kind of announcement about an X pack or whatever, and tournaments, and yeah. So I hope it's going to go well. I'm pretty sure it will. And you guys are going to enter. Inks said he's going to win it.
Of course, yep.
Inks is rank 1.
Engineer, give me a call. I need a team. Just assemble the boys.
He's already got a team.
He's already got a team.
That's fine. That's fine. You can just slot me in. Drop one of the other guys. It's not that important. Come on.
Get rid of those clowns. Just throw them out. Get some real.
I'm a reasonable guy. I only want a 10% cut. You guys can have the rest.
Wait, wouldn't you get a 20% cut anyway, though?
No, well, hey, I'm being generous. I'm being generous. They can, since they're gonna do all the work, I figure.
You're gonna forfeit a bit of the stake there.
I did tell you the pricing as well. Actually, I forgot about that. So first place gets 65% share of the prize pool. So $1,000, 650, which is pretty good. And then second gets that 35, which is pretty sweet. So it's not too bad. They're going to get, NA boys are going to get at least $100 each, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's $100 for playing a game for a day. Yeah. It's getting close to what the GoFors were. They could definitely get to GoFor. I mean, $1,000 before the tournament starts. On the day, I expect that to be at least doubled. Like, it's going to be at least doubled. In my expectations, EU's going to go up. EU's going to get more viewers, I think, as well. I think generally we have more viewers on EU. I think it'll probably be tripled, maybe more.
They want to see people want to see the quality players at the end of the day. They don't want to watch those NA plebs.
Wow. Wow.
It's definitely a lot of people have left on it. Andy.
Oh yeah, it's people have, but maybe stuff like this will get people to return. There is that. Bringing that back in any source, whether it's from ArenaNet or from the community, will definitely maybe, you know, reignite the spark for some people that want to come back and, you know, start winning, be on that stage, get easy wins, all that stuff. I'll directly donate. I'm not going to enter with a team of full Mystic builds. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be stupid.
Why not? That'll be great.
No, that wouldn't be great. That wouldn't work at all. That's you can't win with that, guys.
Do it, man.
Yeah.
Seems good to me. I don't know.
Literally saving esports, Jebro. That's what this is. Literally saving esports.
I'm at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm in Seattle right now because I met my wife through doing stuff for Guild Wars 2. I've got a link to Guild Wars 2 that I will never, you know, get rid of. And whether or not I'm streaming it every day still or not, or streaming it once a week and just enjoying PvP and taking a bit of more of a back seat in the game, like, it doesn't matter. I'm still always going to play it. I'm still always going to stream it a little bit here and there, and I play it every day. It's still a game that's close to my heart. I got to travel the world. I got to shoutcast events. I got to, you know, work for ESL. I got to do many things, and at the end of the day, you know, I've done pretty well out of it. I've got a wife. I've married. I've moved to America. You know, I've got a corgi. All this shit. You know, so it's not too bad. I mean, having a corgi is probably one of the best things. I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of the best profit. You got to get that corgi. It's the end result that you need. But you'd like to see some stuff return from ArenaNet, right? You'd like to see something like a Pro League return, or is that not? Or is that kind of not the esports angle, not that sort of thing? So a little bit lower scale, a little bit lower scale.
I don't think. I think a Pro League is just nothing. I don't know if we talked about this before. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but basically, I don't think the Pro League is on the cards anymore. I don't think there's any illusion that anyone thinks that's going to happen. I don't think I want it to happen again. I think like, a lot of the community were deluded by the fact that Pro League and ESL and everything else took a massive amount of time and budget away from creating things for PvE or World v World, which still gets me. It gets me every day.
Did you see it and get instantly triggered, just like Inks does when he sees when he goes on Reddit, you know?
And I try to not reply and not say something, but it's in my best interest not to. But of course I don't do that, and I go ahead anyway. But it's bollocks, basically. You know, how much time can you take away from development of a game when you employ another company to run a tournament for you, and that's it? You know, and they organize everything. You know, and that's what ESL did. Travel, events. You know, obviously ArenaNet help, but they have events management staff. Gaming dev companies don't consist of just people that create video games. They have marketing, they have PR, they have events organizers, they have people with logistics of people getting people to places because they're always traveling around the world to do different things. It's balance teams. Yeah, balance teams, HR, and you know, it didn't take anything away from development. We still see now that, you know, there's only a couple of skills here and there which are related to PvP and everything else, and I think balance more than anything nowadays is probably even less to do with PvP than it was before. I think there's always going to be issues, and I see Ink smiling. You might disagree with me.
No. Just talking about the balance teams, you know.
Well, I think. I did watch the balance cast the other week. I did watch that. If you haven't watched their balance conversation, go to Teapot's channel and watch that, because it was really good. I actually watch every week, but whether or not I'm here or like chilling like every day, just kind of in the bath, I'm just like.
I feel like.
I mean, this balance patch was targeted to a certain extent at PvP, though. There were a lot of PvP related changes. They changed all the sigils, how all that stuff works. So.
Oh, that was, I actually like that. I don't know how many people like the sigil changes.
I think it's pretty polarizing. I think some people really, really hate it, and then a lot of people really, really like it as well.
The thing is that I think they're in a place in PvP where they've been for ages. I think it's taken too long to get to this spot, maybe, where passive play was rewarded too much, and it still is in Guild Wars 2. It's a very easy game, other than me sitting there trying to fight Deimos and trying to get my rotation of engineer down because it's fucking lazy, and I'm just old and I'm slow sometimes. But it's like engineer scrapper was always ever since it came out, in PvP, and the build has not changed hardly at all. Maybe we took Elixir S or something, or B, and maybe we changed the trait from stability to more damage with hammer, or you get evades, or you get protection or something else, and that was probably the biggest change we had from time to time. But blocks were doing the most damage. Like hammer 4 was always, you were never using it to block people, you were using it to damage people. Your gyros, when they destroyed, they did everything in the world. They could literally sit down and make you a fucking cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Like stability,
dazes and everything. Yeah.
Days, yeah. And they took that change out, and that was fine. I was fine with that, but they've continued to rinse Scrapper right down. So they're trying to take all the passive play away. They changed turrets, which makes sense. But
they buffed the turret NG farm. That's what it's all about. It's all about that NG farm.
Well, technically they've nerfed it because you can't overcharge your turrets more than once now.
But I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
It doesn't matter for NG farm. You literally don't touch them.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I've done that.
You gotta get the optimal NG rotation in Lake Doric.
I did do it for a day, and it was kind of interesting. The chatter that came out in that region was pretty hilarious, especially on NA.
Oh, well, map chat's always weird, man. Map chat's always getting weird.
Wait, pretty much, Rima. Pretty much, yes. I like the sigil changes because they're always gonna have sigils are passive, like they are in a way, in essence, you can't really do much. They're in their design, they're almost passive, but in giving them things like, you crit and you do an extra ton of damage, I didn't like that because I felt that was actually making builds around almost those sigils, if that makes sense. So, I think DP Thief was almost, viable just because you could have this. Like, certain builds were always more viable. But the thing is, at the end of the day, like, if they weren't there, they weren't making these things, like, completely viable sometimes. And I'm not saying it's 100% because of sigils, but, I mean...
It makes it a lot stronger. It affects the balance quite a lot, because the sigils are very powerful. The sigils are very powerful.
Those definitely.
And some of them still are, but I think it's safe to say that they've been kind of toned down at the aim of kind of like slowing down the bursting and just slowing down the game a little bit,
Mm-hmm. I mean, bite stacking now is pretty easy. Like, you can get
with the swap sigils and the on hit sigils. And actually, what I really like is how they change the on hit sigils to basically we'll show the tournament trailer at some point, dude. Don't worry, dude. We'll show you the tournament trailer. They change it so it's whenever you hit, it just puts it on cooldown, then you wait 2 seconds and it just triggers again, which I think is actually really good. It just makes it consistent, right?
Exactly. Like, so it's not as bursty and as important, like, in such a small amount of time. It's more of you have to manage it to a degree. And as an engineer or as anyone, if you run those two battle sigils or the might sigils, you can maintain 25 stacks of might pretty easily, as long as you've got someone to hit. And, in fights, you can get a lot of... your damage is brought up, but over time, rather than just bursty, because it was like air on hammer before.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't really know what to expect in the tournament in terms of meta. Like, it's unranked gameplay at the moment.
Yeah.
And
right. Yeah.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Right? Yeah, because you don't see a lot of competitive play, so you don't see the competitive players playing in a competitive environment, right? So there's no one's kind of looking to anyone to see how to play the game, really, to a certain extent. You see Sind, who they solo duo queue, all that stuff, right? But you don't see them in an organized setup very often. You don't see in-houses a lot of time. I believe Hels has he streamed in-houses like once, but then he got bored and stopped. Also, someone gave me money. The hell is this? What? Wait, what? What? Twitter.com/MMOinks? No.
What?
They're trying to. What the fuck?
Brilliant. You guys are
trying to convince everyone to follow MMOinks.
Well, Rima, there's really not a whole lot to say. I want them to balance more often than they currently do. If something is broken, I don't care if a season is going on. I want them to fix it. I don't want them to wait, 8 weeks or 9 weeks or however long it is for them to come around and fix something that is, absurdly broken in a format. They don't currently do that, generally speaking. So that's what I want out of them. And I think that if they balanced more often, then people wouldn't get as upset as they do. People will still get upset, but they won't get as upset as they do when they think that they're going to be stuck with a particular build or particular balance changes for 3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm. And that's always been the problem. That's been the problem for so fucking long. I mean,
yeah.
Hellsteph's right. I mean, to be honest, like at the moment, he's right. Like it is kind of obvious because Warrior and Rev do suck, and DH got nerfed a shitload. Like Virtue 2, like the heal on that got nerfed so hard.
Bullied it.
And
they bullied the poor Dragon Hunters. Oh,
they
man.
did.
And the Warriors. Because it was too hard for the lower league players, man. That's
the thing. Like golden belows, like walk through traps.
God, it's funny stuff.
Yeah, Remo was saying like balanced for Silver League. Feels like it, right?
And the thing is that sometimes you do have to balance for certain areas of the game, and it's like with Guild Wars 2 PvP, like who do they balance for? Do they balance for the tiny percentage that are actually in Legendary, or do they balance for the silver gold people who? That's the community. But the thing is, they're not as vocal as the people who might be at the top. And Guild Wars 2 is a casual game, like especially now, like more than ever. Like, how do you do it? I mean, I don't know.
Well, it depends what they care about. If they care about making the game competitive, then they should completely disregard anyone who isn't Legend. If they care about making the game like accessible and fun, then yeah, they can maybe tone down some of the stuff that's oppressive to inexperienced players, right? And then they can kind of disregard the. I mean, it's not even 1%, right? It's like 0.1%,
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, Hellstrom is making points. I mean, like, I think there was definitely room to move depending on what people could play as well. I think I still don't believe that there are many good Necros on EU or NA. Just because for a long time they weren't really a thing as well. I think Nos was one of the only people who was like getting to a point where you could play Necro extremely well. I'm talking about years ago now, like Boston times as well. From that kind of period of time to play it consistently up until September, which was the tournament over in California in Burbank, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, I'm really the X-Pack is the thing. That it's going to be the next big thing for PvP. That and tournaments, automated tournaments are going to be sick. I hope. They keep talking about it in some kind of way, but information-wise, we don't know. And we did have them at the beginning of the game, and they were fucking good. They were so good. But people took advantage of them at times. They were pretty fantastic, though. They were fun. I used to play them. Just used to, nip in with 5 members, go and play a couple of games. You won, you lost, and you just re-enter. It was good. Lost tickets. It's a good system.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, people have speculated that something will likely return, right? Yeah. That's the thing that might be implemented in the expansion. Will be some kind of automated tournament system that would operate in maybe a similar way to that in some respects.
They can't wait that long. They can't wait till the expansion?
No. But it seems like that will be a big feature that they could drop to kind of bring it back, so the expansion would make sense, no?
I think they need to put more conquest maps in.
More conquest maps?
If they're going to put in as much effort as they did with trying to bring in a new PvP mode completely, I mean, they could have brought us 2 or 3 maps in the amount of time that Stronghold took to work on. Stronghold was like, I mean, I know that you love that mode, and I'm pretty sure you probably play that mode more than once a week, maybe? Yeah. Or do you?
I don't even. I don't even play anymore. I mean, I mean,
I think it was more of a meme, right, for you guys.
I don't know.
I loved it.
I gotta think it was a fun. It was a fun game mode. You know, you got to get the little scripts going. I thought it was different. It was
different.
I thought it was a different, interesting experience. You know, it's fine.
I mean, I think it's fine for something where people are going to jump in and want to do something different. But
Stronghold had a lot of problems, but I still liked it more than I like Conquest. Conquest is just so boring to me. I don't know, and it could just be that we've been playing Conquest so long that it's just not exciting anymore. But yeah, I really like Stronghold. It just didn't get the attention it needed to be good.
I don't know. I think Conquest is a good game mode. I think it works well as like the competitive aspect of it. I think it's a good game mode in that respect. And I think I think it's pretty well designed as well. The map objectives, especially, I mean, stuff like Skyhammer is like really cool now. Actually, like the map objectives are pretty interesting, right? And some of them are kind of mundane, and it turns out people don't really like the map objectives. That's why
it's a boring map.
That's why people love FOFA, right? It's just it is 3 points, but I don't know. I really like the creativity they can put into the Conquest maps, and I definitely think they should have more, right?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I'm interested to know why Inks doesn't like it. Is it because you're mainly fighting players, or is it because there isn't that mix of like PvP and like maybe
what do you mean for Conquest?
PvE? Yeah. Conquest is like,
I don't know. It's just boring.
It just interests me. But
I just find it boring. I don't know. I can't. I'm not. Obviously, I'm not. They should not be making PvP or balancing PvP around any of my desires because I am not. I am not their target audience in any a jump of the imagination. But like I said, I think a lot of it is my own bias against how long I've been playing those Conquest maps or the Conquest game mode in general. When that is like really the only game mode to play, I don't know, it just gets boring.
Okay. That's fine.
It's boring because I'm bad. Yeah, I mean it's highly possible. And certainly, I think like I have some basic understanding on how the maps should be played, but because I have zero skill, the other people I'm playing with have no idea. They don't even have an inkling as to how to rotate around points or.
So it's frustrating.
It's frustrating. I've been playing it. I've been playing the one game mode too long. There's a lot of little factors that just add up to it being basically boring. And then there's some of the maps like we were just talking about. What the heck is the Asura map? The with the cannon.
Skyhammer.
It's just a Skyhammer. It's just a boring map. Ugh, so boring.
It's got the cannon on it though.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, the way they changed that map. The map is good. There's still bugs and stuff on jump pads and dodginess sometimes, but that's the kind of thing they needed to do. Then Spirit Watch is still in a place where it feels too big. They changed.
Skyhammer's just
on stuff as well.
I guess Skyhammer for me is just it's plain. It just feels too plain and sort of boring. I like Forest way more than I like.
So it's the more
like
the
Skyhammer. Yeah, it's that map. That map in particular, I really just don't like.
Oh,
Forest is probably my favorite map of all of them. I think.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when I get on Forest, and then so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I really like. The map design on that is pretty quality, but like you said, I think a lot of the problem, a lot of people can't connect to Guild Wars 2 PvP in the past, and maybe now is the fact that it's a really good. Conquest is really good. Like it's a solid mode.
Yeah.
You've got free capture points. It brings in rotations, it brings in like micro gameplay. Thinking about where you're going to the map, the matchups between, the classes, even just countering with different tiny little things that make, that team just be able to inch it at the last moment. Things like, when Denial brought in, Necro, and we saw the wells coming out and with stability and everything else. And we saw, Helseth even creating a Bunker Mesmer build or championing it, And the meta did get, at that point in time, was pretty shit.
Lemonades.
Just over a bit, but but you know, you do what you can to win, and sometimes those things are, you know, can mess things up for a little bit of time, but sometimes, you know, they're really interesting, and they can, you know, bring discussion and you know, intrigue, not only from people that are involved in the game, but just viewers, like knowing those tiny little things. And I just think sometimes there is a lot for people to take in, generally.
Yeah.
And in a game like Guild Wars 2, which mainly caters to casual players, if Guild Wars 2 Conquest mode was on its own, it'd be a very, very different experience. But, you know, would you have as many people playing it is another question. And these are all the things, you know, I mean, an example of what games are really successful and coming up in like esports, why is Rocket League? Simple, you know, you've got cars and you're playing football with them, or soccer, whatever, and you put the ball in the back of the net. Then the more intricate tactics and everything else come out when you start to get to that higher tier. We've got like aerials, you know, you've got 1-2 passing, you've got all these different tactics where you're trying to block players out, you know, you're trying to bump cars away, and you know, but otherwise, in its simplicity, it's fucking easy to understand. You put a goal in the back of the net, and that's it. So people can link to that and can connect to that, and that's what a lot of games are going to start to do in the future. There's so many PvP games out there, you know, it's so fucking difficult. Teapot's going to play competitive Command and Conquer as well as Warcraft 3.
I was never any good at Warcraft 3, honestly.
I love that game.
Great game.
Watching Grubby.
Yeah. Still watching Grubby still streaming today for like 4K views. It's great to watch him play though. Well, that's another thing. Just I don't know. Great micromanagement. Really, really excellent to watch him watch. Warcraft 3 is a beautiful game to watch. Honestly, it really is, because of how you know, the execution of it. You don't think so?
No, but I can't believe how they do it. No, I agree with you. Okay. Because I was watching Todd as well, who does StarCraft.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and Warcraft, and I was just like, even like the tiniest click, like on a peon going from like the mine to the forest, is just like an extra click can move them that extra tiny microsecond quicker. Like there's some tactic there or something, I don't know. Either that or it's just, you know, neuroticness.
Wait, I don't know. There's a lot of APM spamming. There's a lot of APM spamming in all these games because I don't know. It was described that, you know, it's like if you need to accelerate your car from 0 to 60 or whatever, it's way harder to do that than if you were already at 30 already, right? So they're just constantly spamming. So when they need to actually do something very intensive, they're already ready to go.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And that kind of pace and like even just that kind of thing. But anyway, sorry.
That's another thing. I mean, we both love our RTSs, I think, as well. On top of Guild Wars 2. CNC stream when? Oh yeah, they want us to play Command and Conquer, man.
I bought the pack on Steam for £10, $10, and it had.
It's got everything. It's the complete collection, right? You got the.
No, it's not the originals. It's I think it's Red Alert. God, is it Red Alert 2 and up? Like the more recent ones, like Command and Conquer, Tiberian Sun and stuff. I don't think Renegades was in there. I never played the first-person shooter. Damn it. It was probably shit though.
It was decent. It was decent. You'd be surprised. It was the dialogue is very, very cheesy. So
that's what Command and Conquer.
I know it's what it's all about, right? Okay, this is actually turning into a bit of a Command and Conquer meme stream now. We can't help it, guys. I'm sorry. Me and Jeb, we love this shit, dude.
Like I was just like I saw Kane on the other day, and I was on Twitter. I want to fucking roleplay Kane and just fucking I don't know. It was just so good. He's such a good character. I watched literally like a movie that someone put together of like an hour and a half or so of all cutscenes from so many different games. Oh, this is sick, man. Yeah, so good. Sorry.
That's right, boys. Just replacing my turrets. Don't mind me.
I replaced you, serious. I should have done that.
That's what I do every podcast. I just sit here and.
It's all he does is NG
farm. That's all I do. It's all there is to do in the game. Feels good.
So what do you do in the game then at the moment? I'm interested.
What's that? What do I do? So I earn gold and then I ecto gamble it all away. That's what I do.
Okay.
That's the new meta for me.
What does everyone else do?
I have no idea. They listen to Timey and fawn over her because she's amazing. She's the best, most well-written character ever.
Tell you what they're doing. They're grinding out open world materials and buying raids from Yummy. That's all they're doing, dude.
I love it.
They want to get that legendary armor. Dude.
I'm working on it one day a week, so I can get it maybe 2020. You know, it's something I want to get, but I'm not like it's the be all and end all of my life. Or like, you know, it's a far off. I've always had those aims in Guild Wars 2. You know, I want this legendary. I wouldn't mind getting my mastery level finally up to the max.
There's all kinds of little things like that I do. I started doing Tequaddle every day because I've never had those skins drop, so it'd be nice if I could get some of those skins, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I try to do Tequaddle every day. I quickly do my fractals. I do the different farms, berries and plants and wood and whatever else there is. And then, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I watched that video from Brazil like yesterday on Ascended Gear.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, like making Ascended Gear or getting Ascended Gear without crafting.
Yep. Yeah. And I was like, you know, I want to play something else other than NG. How easy is it going to be? It's not going to be that difficult. It's going to be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. The way you can get Ascended Gear is actually pretty good as long as you don't play World versus World right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's... Oh, well, I guess all PvP as well, seeing as they like kind of nerfed that to Oblivion as well.
Do the Bloodstone Fen track, which is pretty good for the rubies and whatnot. Yeah. Is it rubies? I don't know. But like I learned that off him, like I knew that, but I wasn't like, oh shit, you know, I can get the trinkets and stuff that I need from there if it's trinkets. So yeah, I was just like, okay, that's something I can actually do quite easily. So I'm actually going to do that because I've got like hundreds of pots saved up, so I could just spam them.
Boom! Crank those reward tracks out. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, trinkets with Heart of Thorns, you know, stats used to be such a pain in the ass, man. But then they implemented this new system. It was such a great thing to be able to get Ascended trinkets, really effectively. Yeah, it's ridiculously easy to get now, as you know, as chat is pointing out, right? They, you know, you can get a lot of the trinkets very, very quickly. You can, you know, just do the dailies, just do a bit of berry farming, just do basically open world stuff, and just crank that out. And
and if you have a lot of characters, then you can berry farm to your heart's content pretty much.
Just keep running around. You could do it 24 hours a day. If you got like 64 characters, you can just keep doing it. It'll just never end. Infinite berries.
The never-ending berry farm.
Yeah.
Well, so you just farm berries and you... Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, so berry farming is like the fastest of all of the farms, and it's the easiest to consume as well.
Berries and give them to someone.
Well, you know, depends if you have Unbound Magic. If you don't have the Unbound Magic, then you need to eat enough to get your Unbound Magic, and then you just save the berries. So you can buy, what is it? An accessory, a ring, and a back piece.
Yep.
Plus underwater helm if you want that for some reason. You can get all of those from that particular map. And then the others you can fill from the other maps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I learned about that bit. It's just like everyone was talking about berry farm, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Believe it or not, I think Draconis Mons is actually a pretty decent farm as well, as far as getting the trinkets and necklaces and stuff.
And you just
Lake Dork isn't too bad either as far as the number of jade that you can make in a day. Rubies is probably like the biggest one that's the slowest, or it's like the slowest of the farms, I think. I feel like. So, yeah.
Yeah. So pretty good stuff. Gearing is pretty nice right now. Gearing is pretty easy, honestly.
And really, if you get that, you're on your way to like raiding already, pretty much.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna do fine if you just execute it right. You'll be fine with just exotic armor, right? Exotic everything, really. You know, like you don't need Ascended Gear to do it. Obviously, it helps. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. But I mean, just getting access to the trinkets and the weapons. Like the trinkets and the weapons are the ones you should go for first, right? And go for armor.
Right.
As Brazil said in his video, you just wanna pray to RNGesus and get those sick fractal drops. Those sick fractal drops, guys.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to do things like fractals, right? I mean, sure, why not? You might as well do it.
Yeah,
they don't really take you that long,
well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they really don't take you too long, and yeah, I don't know.
And you might get something really good. but then again, you might get completely nothing, and you'll be really sad. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know. I don't know. So, there were some. There were a while ago. There were some changes to the rewards in PvP, right? I was wondering, would you like to see a restructuring to that, Jebro? Because like they put crafting on it. They kind of really bopped the shard count from the reward track. They completely smote it. Actually, it was like down to a quarter. So that's pretty brutal. So what do you think would be the way to go there? Just like buff it up again?
I just think that if they were going to do what they were going to do, they should have just taken it out. It seems like
it was more or less the same thing, right? It was.
I'm logging in just to double check it. I mean, I was like, I was pretty hyped that next season I was going to get my Guardian in raid ready pretty easily, and then I was like, Grandmaster Taylor Mark? What? Grandmaster? I'm in the game now, which is why I'm reading this off. Grandmaster Leather Workers thing? Like, what? I have to do crafting now? Like, if people are mainly spending their time in the mist, like in the PvP lobby, because, even though you can queue from PvP from anywhere, people are still in the lobby. This, even on NA, like right now at, 12 p.m. Pacific, it's busy in here. Like, people still queue from the mist, I mean, they spend their time here. You have to see. This is where they're doing everything wrong in this. If you have to craft shit to get these rewards, put some fucking crafting tables in here. And I know there's
how are they going to sell that Queen's Terrace pass then, huh? How are they going to sell that shit?
And I understand that, so don't fucking add crafting to it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a logic. And it's something they miss out on constantly. And you guys know that I'm sponsored by ArenaNet. They've paid for me to go and cast stuff. But I will always speak my mind about stuff because, I'm not just going to be one of these lovey-dovey people who just literally just suck the ass of developers. Because too many people do that to get into a spot where they're just like, if they benefit so much. And it's just like, why? Why did they see? Look, you triggered me, man. Because I'm remembering what it was like to just try and work this out on the stream. Like, I was like, this is awful. Why is this here? And it's like, okay, cool. It gives people an option. And it's a bit cheaper, right? I think Brazil
you do save gold. You do save gold.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. But it's like, this isn't appealing to me anymore. Like, it was appealing. It brought people in. Half it, Make it one craft token or whatever it is. What is it at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, they had a system there that was too profitable. Was it season 5? In season 5, they introduced that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, this needs a slight nerf. And then ArenaNet's like, sure, we got you covered, no problem. We're going to double nerf it. Yeah, we'll double nerf it. Enjoy those rewards. Exactly. Have a good season 6. We'll see you in the expansion.
We'll see what they say. And maybe, with a new season, they'll change that. And hopefully,
they said they would, right? In the last AMA, when people started asking about PvP seasons and rewards, they said that they would monitor and change the rewards accordingly. So, I think enough people have complained about it that in the next season, which should be coming up shortly, I think you're going to see changes to cost or acquisition or whatever.
Well, that's fine then, as long as they, and I think it's sad that it takes so long to change a couple of numbers here and there. I mean, I'm assuming that it's not really going to be that much for them to change that kind of thing. I could be wrong. I mean,
well, and on this front, they should have changed it mid-season 6, I feel like, but because they didn't, there's no reason to change it until the next season starts, right?
Well, I guess maybe as well, like if they changed it mid-season, people would be like, oh, well, I made this, and now, it's nerfed.
Yeah, right, yeah. So there's pros and cons to that.
Yeah, so I understand, but, it's almost like, where are these ideas coming from initially, though? And how do they get to the point where they decide these things that,
Not a developer, no idea. I
love those guys. ArenaNet people are good people, and I have to be, like I say, because like friends there who will probably even work on it, and it's just like, but these things have to get finalized and approved by people, and it's like, okay, so who did the balance changes? Who thought about this? Who thought about that? And it's 5 years down the road.
Right.
How is this still difficult? I mean, is it that difficult to understand that I want to get good shit from something I'm playing every day?
No good stuff for you.
No, you got to buy in the gem store.
That's right.
Got to buy in the gem store.
Speaking of the gem store, we had brand new unlimited gathering tools that MightyTeapot's excited about.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Is it? It's a little bit of a sidetrack, but people got so triggered about this. Did you guys see this? How triggered people got about these gathering tools?
Yes, I did, and I knew it would happen.
So
what?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What are they on the gem store? What are you talking about?
So they're unlimited gathering tools that have a different animation, like many of the other unlimited gathering tools, and they also give you between 2 to 6 unbound magic on a harvest.
Okay, is that bad?
And you can only buy them in a bundle for 2,700 gems.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's a lot. Oh my god!
Normally you
like
would buy them
each, right? And they're 1,000 each.
Right. Normally you would pay 1,000 per tool.
That's a bit pay to win, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
that's
what
the
people
argument.
Thought. Yeah.
Right. That's the argument that people are putting forward.
Literally, I didn't know about that, and literally, like that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Like, do they not go to a group of players and say, what is your instant reaction about this? Like, people, that's the important thing about games, especially nowadays where people's attention spans are so short and they can't be fucked to learn about something. They can't be fucked to get in, like, to learn about something in-depthly unless they really care about it, right? So, you know, they want to just say, you know, guys, what do you think about this pack for 2,700 gems where you can, like, get more stuff, but you have to pay money? And like my instant reactions are, oh my god, that's a lot of money, and oh my god, is that pay to win? That's not good.
I mean, I think the biggest amount of salt comes from people who already own tools that do nothing extra, right? They have a cool animation. They paid 1,000 a piece, unless they get it on a sale, because ArenaNet does do bundle sales around New Year's and the holidays and stuff, where sometimes you get them for about 800 a piece, give or take. So you have people who bought those tools already, and now they're gonna, you know, you want them to spend another 2,700, but these tools do a little something extra. Even though that little something extra will take you, somebody did the math, it was like 2 years or 3 years to pay off the cost of the tool. Now, granted, that's not why you buy the tool. That's not why you buy this convenience, but it does mean that, like, the gain that you're getting is so minimal. It's so tiny that it almost doesn't matter. But of course, because it does something that other tools don't do, people are, you know, they get upset.
It's power creep. That power creep in the gathering tools.
Power creeping harvest.
They're power creeping the gathering tools. Ridiculous.
Now, my thing is, I think ArenaNet missed a chance to make money here. Yes, you sell it as a pack for 2,700 gems, which already makes it cheaper than a lot of the other gathering tools. But that means you got to buy all 3 tools. Sell it individually for 1,000 a piece, making the bundle even more attractive to people. And it still lets people who just want to buy one tool to be able to do that.
I think, like, I read a couple of comments in the chat, and I don't agree with some people that it's a business. A comment like it's a business, they have to make money, is bullshit. Like, Evolve was like a perfect opportunity for a game to be completely different and their competitive scene to be awesome. But because they put so many pay features behind in the game, they fucked themselves over. Like, so many games fuck themselves over with pay to win stuff, or stuff where, you know, you can. And I'm not saying it's pay to win. I'm just as an example. Like, it's very important how you manage your gem store, how you manage your in-game shop with real life money. Like, because it involves real life money. it's just obvious. Like, people don't want to worry about that kind of shit.
There's also an argument to be made where, so they did the watchwork pick, which there was a lot of heat for because it gives you sprockets.
That actually is, and you could argue that is kind of maybe a little bit too far, right?
Right. So, but the defense for this one is, well, these tools already exist in game. You're just buying the unlimited version of them. Which, to be honest, if they let the in-game version stack so that you didn't have 500 billion stacks of these tools, then I wouldn't even need to buy them. I would just buy a whole bunch for karma and stack them up, right? But such is life.
Yep.
I mean, like,
I think it's not a big deal.
Like, anything that's like costumey and skin-wise, and I just think is like, you know, people are going to buy it if they want it, you know. If they keep releasing random gliders and stuff and people buy them, like, you know, I bought the Sap glider. I think it's one of the best I think it's the best glider on the gem store. You know, I'm completely happy with that. That's fine. Like, you know, I don't mind paying for shit like that. I'll pay. But there was like, I remember when guys were talking about the specific raid items, like the related raid items that were in the gem store only, and you couldn't get them drop off a boss. It's kind of weird, but like, I mean, I don't know if it was that bad.
Nah, at the end of the day, it is whatever. It's kind of, well, you know, fine. This is from the raid, but I mean, it's not really from the raid. It's just a character that exists within the raid that just you can buy. Yeah. It's, you know, if whatever. People got triggered about it, but honestly, who cares?
It's not that massive, is it?
Yeah,
it's not that crazy.
No, I think it's fine. I think what really pissed people, I don't know. I think the reasoning kind of triggered people as well, because ArenaNet said that if it wasn't for the gem store team, this item would have never made it into the game. And that
exactly.
I think that was actually the main problem, because I don't know, you can kind of see where they're coming from, right? But people didn't take that well. Okay, they didn't take that well at all.
Not the best way of putting it.
Yeah,
because
people don't want to hear that, right? They don't want to hear that. Hey, if we didn't have a gem store to sell you an item, to sell you a cosmetic, it just wouldn't exist. And it's, you know, you read a comment like that, you just kind of, you go like, really?
Be mindful of what you say.
Right, it comes off sounding a particular way, and it's going to rub people the wrong way. And just like these tools, I think the biggest complaint with these tools is that some people already have tools that they paid more money for than these tools cost, which is already a lot of money. And they don't do anything other than, I mean, they have a special animation, but so do almost all of them, except for the very basic ones. So, you know, I think it's one of these things like, hey, look, I have, you know, a molten pick that does nothing special, but I paid 1,000 gems for it. You know, it's one of those things. It's like buyer's remorse on some level.
You know, they at the end of the day, you know, the argument that they have to make money is kind of accurate though, and stuff like this sells. Like, people want that tiny, like, insignificant bonus. I mean, at the end of the day, like four or five unbound magic every swing is like, oh well, you know, realistically that's not actually that good. The same with the Watchwork Sprocket. It's not actually that good. I mean, it's nice, but it's like it's a tiny convenience on top of it, right? And I understand it, because I really like it. Honestly, I'm probably going to end up with these goddamn tools, because seriously, like, well, it's best in slot. I got to have it. You know, it is very convenient. And yeah, exactly, my 2% gold gain. When I get those achievement points and I open that chest and I get that plus 2% gold gain, oh, yes. That is how Guild Wars 2 makes me play the game. Like, ArenaNet, you got me good, guys. I need those plus 2% magic find, man. I need it. But yeah, you know, stuff like this, it sells, right? And I personally, I don't see the objection at all. It's just, fuck it, like, come on.
I do. I mean,
buy it for gold, for fuck's sake, if you really want it that bad, you know? Just convert it.
You know, see, I don't buy into that either. I just don't.
Really?
I don't. No, because so many people are bad at making gold, right? So I don't. Like, how much gold is this to buy? 800?
Energy farming.
Well, you know, I don't know. And I do think that there are certain things that they do in the gem store, or the way that they handle certain things that are questionable. And everybody's limits are going to be a bit different on what they consider to be, just leave a sour taste in their mouth. You know what I mean?
I think they're still playing around with the gem store, in all honesty. I still don't think they know.
Like, so here's the thing, guys. A lot of people in chat. There's 300 plus people in chat right now, and everybody on the podcast. I think that most of us are probably all fairly active players. I think we all basically understand the different farms in the game, how to make money. Even if you're not good at trading post stuff like myself, I still think like we have a better understanding. But the majority of the player base, right, are not on this podcast are not watching the podcast necessarily.
That would not be good.
And so they're not making lots of gold, or they don't do Fractal 40 farm, or they don't do, whatever farm is like going on at the moment, or maybe they don't even want to farm because it's just not fun to them. So then they have to pay with real cash, which is not a problem, but it's like if I already spent 3,000 gems last month on gathering tools and you release a new set, it feels bad. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that, like they shouldn't release these things. It's really not that big a deal. But players are going to make it a big deal because it gives a little something extra. It doesn't even matter if that something extra is really good or not. The fact that you get extra is what causes that uproar.
Well, do you think that maybe a suggestion like what Enko said something in chat a little while ago, that if it was a buff you could put on a permanent weapon? Do you think that would make people a bit happier then? In a permanent weapon, permanent gathering tool. So you could apply the enchantment that causes you to get the unbound magic. So you get the skin. Much more sense. You get the skin, but you also get like a separate thing that you can put on anything, right?
Right, and I've seen people request that requires a little bit of UI work. But then I can already tell you the complaints. The complaints are going to be the complaints from Reddit are going to be, "Oh my God, ArenaNet, WTF, why did you put work into this gem store UI system?"
They are not
just for gathering tools. Yeah. And I'm not saying just because of those complaints they shouldn't do it. I think they should do it. They'll make more money, right? In the long run, I think they make more money if they go into a skinned sort of system, or this like infusion system where you get magic or sprockets or whatever.
Other players really making a big deal? Realistically, no. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's so weird to talk about this stuff, because pretty much anything we talk about on TeaTime, literally a minuscule amount of the player base actually cares about. And I mean kind of everything. I'm talking raids, we're talking, the competitive aspect of PvP, like not a large, it's not a big part of the audience. The big part of the audience is the goddamn NG farm and doing open world events, And that's not even a bad thing. I love open world events. I'll go and do a chat, Garen. I'll even try sometimes, it's good stuff. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's a great way to play the game and enjoy Guild Wars 2. It's one of the, it's the epic part of it, right? And
that is the game, really.
Yeah, it is the game. They dip in, they do a fractal, they do a open world event, they maybe do a bit of cheeky NG farm or something like that, and they kind of log off. They're not really concerned about the ArenaNet. You're selling me that watchwork.
Most people, I think, would be happy for the general convenience and all that stuff. And is it expensive? Yes, it's expensive, but gathering tools have always kind of been expensive. And in this way, if you look at the bundle, you're saving money. It's just that it doesn't really cater to the a la carte players. So for me, that's where I think that they missed their trick. I think they left money on the table when they didn't sell these individually as well. Because not only does that make the bundle look more attractive for you to buy all three, because, hey, if you're going to buy one, it's 1,000. If you're like, I could use two, that's 2,000. Well, hell, you might as well just spend 2,700 and get all three. Right, in for an inch, in for a mile, and I just think they kind of missed a small little trick. And who knows? Maybe they'll come back later and sell them individually outside of a bundle. But I think they would have made even more money if they sold them individually.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like, I still want. I think we were talking about this like years ago, like just the PvP guys. Like one of the main things that would have sold like money for me would have been like a voice pack for PvP. I think like they.
And so many good ideas. You know what's really funny about this whole thing? And yes, somebody said earlier that it's like 2% of the vocal community. Absolutely, those are the people complaining, basically. But there was a post on Reddit. There was a post on Reddit this past week about Guild Wars 2 China, and where the guy spent $80, got double gems for the $80, and got Bolt as part of the package.
Holy shit, dude, that's some
as well as a whole bunch of other stuff for $80. You know what? Where's my wallet, ArenaNet? I'll give you $80 right now. Give me Bolt, double gems on $80, and all this other stuff. But it's China, so what? What does it matter? I mean, yes, China is like very different from the way it works here. But you want to complain about getting on 2 to 6 unbound magic on gathering tools when in China they're giving away Bolt for $80 plus double gems and all this other stuff? It could be a lot worse than what it is. And that's not necessarily a great defense or excuse on it. It could be a lot worse, but I don't know. All things considered, I don't think that these tools are as terrible as some people make them out to be.
Have you guys played the China client?
What's that?
Have you guys ever played the China client?
No. I tried to get access, but it's complicated to get access.
I might try to. And Necros can't have skulls as their icons, right?
Yeah, it's all a bit well, I guess censored is the word, right? It's the same in stuff like World of Warcraft, you know.
Yeah. I'd be interested to try and play it.
And the critical strikes aren't red, they aren't blood splatters, they're like yellow.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
no, that's what's good.
All a bit communist. No, it's not. You have plus 15 stand fusions. Yeah, I bet you guys would love to benchmark that stuff with plus 15 power, right?
Is it summoner as well? Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a shit.
It's a fake bolt.
When he summons, unless you're going to play Necro Minion Man, so what's the
point of mass minions. Come on, it's good. Mass minions, mass turrets, mass spirit weapons, mass ranger spirits as mass summons.
You need to do that on stream.
Mass elementals.
AI stream.
AI versus raids. AI versus raids.
Yep.
Can the robots beat the raid, guys?
NG's Necros sorted. Get rangers in there.
I see somebody brought up that the problem with these tools is they promised Watchwork was a mistake, but then they lied and they made these. The Watchwork pick is not the same as these tools. I'll tell you a couple reasons why. Number one, sprockets are a much more limited commodity than Unbound Magic. That's the first thing. The second thing is you can already buy these Unbound tools in small amounts for karma in the game. So those are two strong reasons why this is not the same as a Watchwork pick.
Yeah, it's not really comparable. Yeah.
And you can sort of shrug that off and say, no, that doesn't matter. It's the same thing, but it's not the same thing.
No, I don't think it is either.
It's interesting how like bothered people are about this, though.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Like, it is like there is a lot of like that seems to be like, yeah, it's like. Yeah, I mean, there is so much shit on the gem store that I think, it's just like, and like I said earlier, my initial reaction is blah, 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 that kind of sucks. But then it takes about 2 minutes and I don't really care. But then Inks cares about it. Other guys in chat care about it. So,
I mean, like I said before, I get triggered easily over a lot of gem store stuff. Believe it or not, this one doesn't trigger me. It doesn't, Do I think that they're still overpriced for what they are? Absolutely. I think they're overpriced, but, that's subjective, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, what you want to, what you're prepared to.
I think everything is overpriced, so that doesn't really count for anything.
It's just a bit funny. It's just a bit funny to point out the fact that, it costs more than the expansion, right? I think that's why people find it kind of funny. Right?
Right.
You can buy another.
Oh, really?
You can buy another account, and it is cheaper than buying these gathering tools. That's kind of hilarious in my opinion.
What?
But, yeah, it wasn't there. I saw a Reddit post about it, like, yeah. Anyway, how much is 2,800 gems? Or 3k gems or whatever. How much does that cost?
Like,
yeah, it is.
Is that like $40 or something? I don't know.
800 is what, $10 or something?
Yeah, 800. So you need to buy what, 4 times that. So you need it's about $40. You need to buy $40.
Definitely more than the base.
Yeah, so
$35.
$35. Okay, $35.
$35.
Yeah.
USD anyway.
So that's basically the same as the game then. How much does the game cost now? And they
it's about $30.
How do I not know that? This is very embarrassing, guys. This is very embarrassing.
Yeah, it's $30.
Okay.
Click your own link below, mate.
Yeah, click yeah.
Click your own link.
Well, there you go. So yeah.
Yeah, Frost. Yeah, everything is overpriced. Magic the Gathering player. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna talk about overpriced, paying $200 for a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, we don't know anything about the pain. The pain. Yeah, so at the end of the day, guys, you wanna go ahead and buy buy the gathering tools, or you can buy another account. You know, you can just buy another account. And that account will eventually pay off, my friends. Like, you're going to get those mystic coins. It's going to be basically an old account is a gathering tool, guys. It just have to gathers mystic coins and tier 6 materials. Simple as that. There you go.
Seems good.
I have endorsed alt accounts. Alt accounts are really good, guys. And you can raid on them as well. And you can leech rewards and get even more loot. Good stuff. Very good stuff.
Laurels. Yep, laurels are good. Yeah. It's all good. So use that link below, MMOinks.com.
No.
Buy your copy of the game.
MMOinks? MMOinks.com? Where does that even go?
I don't know. Like, that's not going to do anything.
I'm going MMOinks.com. Oh, it actually doesn't exist.
Oh, see?
Site can't be reached.
Waiting for me to make the site.
Yeah,
oh, there you go.
Instruction. Working on it. It's in beta.
I checked. Wait, hang on. I checked the price of HOT at 102. That's Inks. Fucking
102 is me.
Yeah. Oh my god, my chat is betraying me. They are betraying me. They link your Twitter. They donate to link your Twitter, and now this, dude.
Amazing.
I'm no chance. You're gonna crush me.
Chat is great. Let's just remember this chat when the expansion actually releases.
Yeah.
Let's make Inks great again.
Make Inks great again. Mega.
That's right.
Oh, I just used I just went to what's this map called? Bloodstone Fen, and bought an ascended amulet.
Yeah.
Because I had enough balloons.
There you go. You're on your way.
My Viper's amulet.
Yeah.
There you go.
BRNG?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't have
how close are you to fully ascended on that guy?
Oh, I've got 4 ascended.
Why did you get a Viper? You had like the wrong stats on it then, I guess, right?
I haven't got Vipers like everything.
Yeah.
I had like
Mega is like Menzies' half cousin twice removed.
Yeah.
Since apparently it's Mengus.
Mengus.
Yeah.
So you're going to show that trailer for the PvP thingy then, as soon as we've got 300 people in there?
Yeah, we can show the trailer. I'll cover 2/3 of the screen with it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Do you want volume? Should we all just shut the fuck up and play the trailer with sound?
It's good, guys. This is the PvP tournament that's coming up.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you guys aren't going to be able to hear this. This is going to be really fucking weird and mildly awkward. But we'll play the trailer, and it's pretty goddamn hype, guys. We got some camera tricks in this. Okay, you guys, I want to see PogChamps. Okay, this is some hype stuff. Hang on. I'll try not to completely destroy everyone's ears because I think it's pretty loud. But there we go. All right, maybe a little bit more. And there you go. Behold, my friends. Behold.
Sweet.
The trailer has played. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? It's very well done, and you know the sound is really good too. It's fucking hype, dude. So you know, definitely, I want to see all you guys in chat watching that. Oh, actually, hang on. You better be here and on my stream as well, though. Okay? don't you? It's probably gonna be tea time at the same time. You can't just abandon the stream. You have a look at that. See, look at all these.
Oh yeah,
shit,
champs. Yeah, I forgot it.
Look at all these PogChamps, dude. So yeah,
there you go.
People are very excited, as you can see here.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, go ahead and check this out, guys. Link is in chat now. Courtesy of Jebro. Check it out. Investigate the situation. Make yourself aware of what's gonna happen.
So many people don't know of this about the tournament. It's fucking. I just don't know how to reach like so many people. Like you can reach so many people on Twitch, the forums, Twitter, but then you know if they don't look at all that stuff, it's just like you kind of. And the ArenaNet are actually going to be promoting it next week as well, which is cool. Ooh. So they are actually supporting the event quite a lot. To be fair,
happy to hear that.
Yeah. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. Like it took a while because I don't think they've ever sponsored an event which has cash donations as well as donating gems to it. So it is really like a dodgy area, but because like, you know, they have nothing to do with the cash, that they can actually do that. So it's pretty sweet. Pretty happy. It's good. That's a lot of gems a month, to be fair. You know, it's like, was it 2K per person? You said 10K, so that's at least 20,000 gems a month.
Yeah.
No, it's more than that. It's close to 30.
Well, I mean, it's for both sides as well, right? It'll be NA and EU.
Yeah.
So you got what is that? 20. Wait, that's 14K gems for each side, right? So it's 28K gems total. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
And we've got 500 gold as well for third.
And you got the fat stacks of gold as well.
Yeah, we've raised. I did one stream the other day, and we got 1,200 gold in like 3 hours, which is pretty sick. So
well,
you know.
that's good, Jebro. Just send it to me. That'll cover my ecto losses this week.
Your ecto gamble? Yeah, Jebro. If you wanna make more money, what you wanna go ahead and do is this is a classic PVE trick. Trust me, this works every time. What you want to go ahead and do is you want to buy some ectos and just ecto gamble, and you'll just get free money.
You really don't want to do that.
You want to get those ectos, you want to ecto gamble really hard, and you're going to make free money. You actually just get free. It just puts gold in your account if you just hardcore ecto gamble it.
It's just that easy.
I've never done it before.
You should not do it.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. It is.
I should not do it.
It is a terrible addiction. It's not good.
Just send all your gold to Choxy and he'll win it. He'll win for you. Okay, he always wins.
Choxy. I don't know what. I don't know if Choxy records his sort of ups and downs, his luck or whatever. But I feel like he's way luckier than I am at this at the ecto gamble.
He did used to do that actually. He did it quite a lot, but yeah, I don't think he does anymore. I don't think he streams as much anymore actually, as far as I know.
He was doing a cooking stream or something the other day. I seen him tweet out.
Huh.
Yeah, Choxy's a chef. IRL.
Really? Amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of, makes sense then.
Hawaiian chef. The flying Hawaiian chef.
Hawaiian chef.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Where are we going now? What do you guys want to talk about? What are we going to talk
what else was in the gem store this week? Anything good?
They added the sword. Mingus' sword. Mingus?
Mengus' sword.
What?
Mengus.
It was kind of cool.
I got the Mengus.
Did you get it?
No.
No?
Costs gems. I'm not buying that.
Where does that come from? Like, what is it?
It's nothing. It's just a sword for them to sell in the gem store. You know, it's a great sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the gem
store. It doesn't have any lore or anything attached to it, as far as we know.
Well,
that Vine Touch Destroyer Glider.
Well, I guess we could talk about how was World vs. World this week, Teapot?
Oh yeah.
World vs. World? World vs.
Yeah,
World's good, man.
Was it good?
It's good.
Did you win?
Oh, our little GVG?
Oh no, I've seen that.
I've seen that
meme? Video. I've seen that video. You're doing it wrong, by the way. But anyway.
What are you talking about? Why are we doing it wrong? How are we doing it wrong, Inks?
I love the comments in that video.
If you ever put anything competitive in a video on YouTube, you're just gonna get. It doesn't matter if you play perfectly. There's always gonna be that one person who's like, "Well, I believe you should have stacked might here and moved to the right hand side, but you guys stacked might two paces to the left, and you went left, and that's not optimal, and you suck at the game, and basically go kill yourself." Which is like
like most of the comments were like, "This should have been 10v10, or this should have been 8v8, or some other number combination."
No, I mean the other guild didn't have a 15, so we had to go with 14. I don't know. It was fine. They were a little low on numbers that day, so we had to wait. We had a 15, but they were just watching. They were just looking.
Only World v World guild that can put 15 players into a squad.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's confirmed. Twitch streamer will finally stand up and organize a big GVG, but they already did a GVG tournament. It actually was really popular as well.
Yeah. Roy.
Roy
now, right?
Yeah.
He needs support though, Teapot. He needs your support because.
Needs my help?
Yeah, he needs your help. He needs your help to support it, to be in it, and stream it and all that stuff.
It's good. Like I went to World v World with you guys the other day as well, and that was pretty fun.
It was fun. I don't know. I really like World vs. World right now, and we've even got another good matchup. I actually thought it was dead, but it turns out that all the other servers kind of shuffled themselves around and made them alive again. So that was kind of good. I thought, oh shit, we're against servers who don't have players. But actually, that was not true.
In a year, that's when you'll start to.
Wow, Criver just called you guys bottom of the barrel. He just said only the bottom of the barrel is left in GVG.
Wow, fucking got him. Fucking rip.
Who cares? Who cares? As long as you're having fun doing what.
I'm gonna quit streaming now. That was.
Gonna quit streaming.
You got me good.
There you go.
It's too much.
It's still fun. Like the core of the game mode is still okay. I just think now, like though, I think World v World. I've said this so many times. World v World was the best like year after launch. Like it was really good. Like within that first year, and the second year wasn't too bad. But like people didn't know how to play it properly. Like doing the whole grouping up and running around. Like I mean, no, they did, but it was more like people were actually scouting maps a lot more. They were like sieging up a lot more. Like the whole idea of world versus world and having siege and having like this massive map war where there's loads of people and there's fights going on everywhere was wicked, so good. But now it's like it's like it is, and it's not really the essence of what they envisioned World v World to be. But the reason I don't think they're going to change anything to do with World v World, I said this last time I was on, there's too many games coming out. They're just going to do it so much better. If they focus on World v World now, they'll be a mistake.
Are they though? Because people have kind of said that before with regards to Guild Wars 2. It never seems to work out so well, right?
Well, those games are. I've said it before. Those games are very fickle. Just like Jebro said, it was good the first 2 years or so. Then people move on to the next realm versus realm game, basically. Keep it fresh.
It depends as well, like if Dark Age and Warhammer Online didn't just have private dedicated servers where you can go play them now, and they were still around, you'd still see a shitload of people playing it, more people than World v World in Guild Wars 2, in my opinion. Because the core mechanics were there, in the game.
And there's technology as well. The technology advances as things go, right?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Currently ESO is really the only other mainstream MMO game that has like an RVR, but you got Crowfall coming up. You got Camelot Unchained, LOL coming up.
If it releases. But that's the thing, like, and all the guys from both those companies either did work or worked on like is it Shadowbane and I think Shadowbane. Warhammer Online, Dark Age,
sure,
shitloads of other games. So that's why a lot of people are looking forward to it. Like I know a lot of guilds from Guild Wars 2. When those games come out, World v World's done. World v World's pretty much going to be dead. It's going to be dead of those big guilds, unless they do something crazy to change the complete mode. I mean, having oh god, what is it called? Collision. Having Collision like a big scale combat mode is just like one of the biggest selling points for me, and World v World doesn't have that. You can't stand in front of a gate and block it with a shield. You can only do it with like
everyone can stand on top of each other, right? It's good.
Exactly. Bullshit. It's like it's not indicative of a true war-like experience, and I understand why they can't do it, because having Collision in a game like that when there's so many people is ridiculously taxing.
It'll be really annoying as well.
Warhammer Online could fucking do it, and that was Mythic. This is Arena.
Yeah, and what happened to Warhammer Online?
Yeah, but that was EA. That wasn't Mythic. That was EA. EA fucked that game up. Like they fuck everything up.
Yes. Yes, Jebro. Like they fuck everything up.
EA did. Come on.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Command & Conquer 4. You fucking piece of shit. Goddamn horseshit, trash, fuck game. Holy shit.
Oh boy.
Okay, got me going again now. Wait, what do we have? What's going on here?
I think like a lot of people have been saying it in chat. The big thing is that World vs. World hasn't really been supported properly, maybe ever. That might be a bit of a stretch to say ever, but it hasn't been supported in any meaningful way in years. and you just can't do that to any game mode.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if let's pretend that the same quality and amount of updates that went into World vs. World happened to PvP or PvE. I mean, you just can't do that. I
mean, I take what Fox is saying on board, but I don't agree with you, Fox, man. I love Fox. Fox is a dude, comes onto my stream. He's a good man, helps me out with raids and all the legendary armor and stuff. But World v World is a specific mode which is similar to many other games, like everything. Sieging, forts, massive PvP. Conquest is not the same as other games PvP wise. It's not the same. It's its own unique experience. There are conquest capture point modes in other games, but they're FPS games. It's very unique. World v World is unique in the fact that it's a unique mode in Guild Wars 2, but there's shitloads of games that have World v World. What's the matter with your face doing this?
The chat just made me laugh and facepalm at the same time.
What do they say? Is it Snuffles? Is it what Snuffles saying?
Yeah, yep. Yes, it is.
But don't you think World vs. World is, the actual game?
Oh my god.
The combat and the gameplay of World vs. World, right, is unique in its own way, don't you think? I think the way, just the combat system of Guild Wars 2 on a large scale is
yeah.
Right?
I agree with you on
say like the sieging is whatever, right? I mean, a lot of people in World vs. World, they're all about the fights at the end of the day. That's why the concept of GVG even exists, right? Like if people were all about sieging and capturing stuff, then you wouldn't see. Well, maybe you would, but you wouldn't see like all this this structure of GVG arising, because people will be just why would we just bash into each other? Fuck that shit. But people do want to bash into each other, and they want to do large scale fights. They want to go 15 versus 15 and try and beat each other and be really coordinated as a team. That's what a lot of people find the appeal in the World versus World.
That's true. Creating your own scene in your own community is definitely something that is but it's not World v World then, is it? Really? It's Guild versus Guild. It's another mode that they've created within a mode. So then you're not even in World v World anymore. So that's even less appealing, because they're actually creating a mode that they want.
I don't know. Yes and no, because
they don't even play in the map. They play in arenas.
No. Well, in the prime, in World vs. World's prime, at least for me, it was many guilds working together to make your server better than other servers.
Yeah.
But so little of that exists anymore.
I was there. When GVG started, I was there, man. I led a guild. I was on a server. I was a commander. I was fully there. But over time, I mean, like you say, we know what's going on with World v World, to be honest. No one's ever going to agree with me. My opinion. But it's more. But the thing is, if a game mode is truly, and there's nothing wrong with creating a community and going to do something else with that community that's related. The reason people go 15 versus 15 in the first place is because that's what occurred on maps, and they wanted to. I don't know if they as well wanted to kind of bring something out from.
Well, they wanted to isolate that exact aspect, and the aspect that a lot of people enjoy is the fighting, and people don't, and it's a little bit controlled, right? Because once the game becomes like a giant clusterfuck, like some of the fun starts to go away. So when you're like 50 versus 50, you kind of think, oh, what the fuck is this? We're actually just spamming auto attack and running into each other at this point, and try to dodge stuff. And that's what, it's scaled down a little bit, but people still enjoy the larger scale fights as well, right? People like fighting outnumbered. They're like, taking keeps, and there's a shit ton of people. There's siege everywhere. That aspect of the combat, that aspect of the combat is what kind of draws people to the game. It's not firing goddamn catapults, it's not it's not about standing in a tower firing a fucking trebuchet.
It's not about siege and defense. It's about fighting.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. That's the crux of it. You've got a map which has forts on it. You've got a map which has siege on it, Yet that is not the mode that is played. The mode that is played, or the mode that is enjoyed by most people, isn't the intended game mode.
Yeah, but
why would they focus on
the
that?
Borderlands and,
like,
and Eternal Dragons? They're a facilitator for fighting people. That's what it's for. Like when it was designed, when they made it, they weren't thinking that people were just going to throw siege at each other. They knew that there would eventually be these epic battles, right? Between groups.
That was the intention. Yes, it was the intention.
Yeah, there you go then.
100%. No, the 100% the intention.
You think it was just
for large-scale warfare involving siege, not just siege.
Yeah.
No, war doesn't involve just siege.
Sieging a castle, tower, or whatever.
Yeah, no, but that was the main
defending it.
focus. Like even in beta, like when we were in beta and we did World v World betas and stuff, like it was always about testing siege, always about upgrading keeps, always about that kind of core structure. And everyone enjoys what they enjoy. And I did GVG like at the start, not much. But I did, and like we enjoyed like fighting against like Redguard and shit. Like I'm not saying I didn't enjoy that factor, and I'm not saying that it's not good. But if the game mode is only good because the community have made something out of it, really, essentially in the end, and they're still creating that experience for themselves and other people, like, and it's not working for them, and the population isn't there really to make it what they want to make it, I just don't think they're going to put the focus on it that people want. I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, realistically, why?
There was
understand.
Pretty interesting thing that happened in ESO in the alphas when we were alpha testing ESO. The guild that I belonged to, yes. 8 of us were able to hold off a horde of 40 players at this castle, at one of the castles. And the developers were watching it happen and, you know, taking notes on the performance and everything that was going on. But, and they eventually did win, but we held them off for like 2.5 hours from getting into the keep. And the devs thought that was so epic that they actually added lore into the keep that it happened at for the guild that I belonged to.
That's some EVE Online shit right there, actually.
Right, yeah. It was exciting. The problem was when the game actually launched, all those alpha players who had been playing the game for months already went and got Emperor like this and just dominated all the other teams.
and the thing is now, like, I mean, you bring up that point, like that's cool, that's awesome. I actually enjoyed some of that in the beginning of the year. So, but like you were talking about, the stream and how many people, think about what we're talking about. How many people play GVG? Like how many people are actually like well into that scene that they're in a squad of 15 people or 10 at the moment?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question, but as I understand it and at least the cynical people in the World versus World Discord tell me it's not looking so hot right now.
Yeah. I know it's not.
So maybe they're kind of memeing me a little bit, but as I understand it, that it's not that much of a thing anymore. There aren't that many guilds that are doing it.
Do not, I'm not being disrespectful to World v World players. I was, and I still am a World v World player, not as much as I used to. And I think it's fantastic that people are making a mode or a community around something which is so great. But I just think and it's logic that comes into my head as well. Like my hope is that they would do something with World v World that would be very beneficial and awesome. But the X-Pack happened and the new maps happened. The new maps were more PvE maps than anything else. They were awesome. There was some good mechanics. There was hype. I remember like Colin and Tirza and everyone else playing on the map. Like before
fantastic
it came
map,
out.
just not for World versus World.
It's not a World versus World map. And,
right.
Like, all credit for the map and the quality of it and the ideas that went into it. But there's that core again of why wasn't it good for World v World? Like it didn't work. And I don't think they can make it work anymore. And I just don't think they're going to. It's your company. What do you focus on? You focus on the stuff that people were interested in. Guild Wars 2 is going down a place where it's going to be PvE. And it breaks my heart a little bit because it makes me think that logically in my head, why would they focus on PvP? All right, automated tournaments might come in, but what else is going to come in? Like, we're at a stage now where we're 5 years into this game. They've got to appeal to those people that their core audience and grow that core to a point where, they can sustain themselves. I mean, inevitably the game is making less and less money, and they'll have peaks and troughs where there's an X-Pack. But X-Pack will come out, and then it will go down like that again until there's another X-Pack or a sale. And even sales aren't doing that well. I'm sounding so negative about the game right now. It's unbelievable.
Why trash the game, Joe?
Such a hater.
You better watch the comment section of this tea time. You're going to, like Brazil. People are going to be roasting you. You're getting me dislikes right now. You're getting me dislikes, man.
I love Guild Wars 2, and I will always love Guild Wars 2. What I'm trying to explain and put across is that for them to be a sustainable business, they have to focus on these things. And I'm giving logical reasons why they wouldn't focus on World v World and PvP as much as they'd focus on PvE raids.
So they just need to add more timey. Just add more timey, and you'll sell more game modes. You'll sell more games. Just add timey to everything. Put her in World vs. World.
Timey in World vs. World.
Yep, you got to escort her around. You know, she's like the new Glenna. Just escort her in her scruffy to wherever. There you go. Easy.
I did not say that GVG is a cancer of topic World versus World. I think it's awesome. Do not think that I'm saying that. I like it. I watched the tournament. I think it's fantastic. I do really like it, but it's a clusterfuck mess on screen that is unwatchable. It's for the players playing it. It's like a tournament every couple of months or twice a year or once a year is fantastic because it just brings the people together. They only care about who's winning and losing. They're not going to give a shit about what's actually going on because you cannot see what's going on.
I mean, you could argue that for PvP though as well. I think PvP.
There's only 5 men though.
Yeah, but no, but I think Conquest. I think Conquest is a pretty intricate game mode. I think if you don't know at least the basics of it, you're not going to understand what the fuck is going on in Conquest as well, right?
Right, I agree with you. I 100%.
But I completely concede that obviously like GVG is on another level. It's like
I'm a World vs. World lemming. I don't need to understand anything. I just follow Teapot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have to say that you have developed into quite the World vs. World commander.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, massive respect. You know, you've got it down. You've got the lingo down.
You just
damage here. Move left. You just repeat,
you got to
singular important word over again
as loudly as possible because people just don't stand on you, man. You don't want to stick together.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
And then when things go massively wrong, you just start swearing into the camera. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
I'm used to it. Like I was walking around with Teapot, I was like, the instructions, all of these good times were coming back into my head. It was pretty cool. I was like the guy who was normally on him. Everyone else was slightly ahead or slightly behind. I was just like, guys, come on, fucking, it's fun when you get into that mode where you can completely trust one person and you follow them into battle. It's cool. It's an awesome experience.
I know. I think it's great. I love just like charging into a massive group, even if we like die miserably. I don't know. Like last Friday, we were like 30 people versus a 70-man blob, but we would just charge in anyway, and we died. But I know it was fun, right? We just let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. I don't know.
Role play 300.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just funny. It's just funny to do that stuff. Even if you kind of end up getting splattered, just epic, isn't it? Except when the skill lag happens, then it's not epic.
Yeah, the skill lag is.
Yeah, I mean that's so. And the thing is, again, that's those kind of issues have always been there. Back in the day, like year 1, 2, the lag was just ridiculous, and they brought in like standardized models and whatnot as well. There was just like, I don't know.
I have to know why is 10v10 not GVG?
Because that's what was decided, and they probably tested it. In fairness,
I see Nora here saying that 10v10 is pretty shit.
No,
it's not. It isn't a GVG.
That's Roy, by the way.
No Roy here.
Yeah,
okay.
it's actually Roy though.
So I mean. Hey, I don't GVG, so I'm ignorant. I don't know why is 10, why is 15 better than 10?
20 versus 20 was the original. See, there you go. We're getting history of GVG. Dog detected, guys.
That just seems like
it's behind you, Jebro. It's behind you.
It seems like a massive overkill of players. I don't understand.
Watch out.
I've got Quaggan behind me as well.
20v20 is even better. I understand it's standard, but why? Why is it standard? Is it because you can double up on classes?
People tested it, didn't they? They played around with it. They'll say what one works, what one doesn't. You know.
I was going to say, isn't it because of like there was more than 10 players as well? Like, there was actually more than 10 people that actually genuinely want to get into this. It's like it would be just divisions of 5 without a group, like 15, 20, 10.
I'm just wondering at what point in the group does it just become a Zerg fest where it doesn't really matter what individuals are doing? Because part of the appeal of GVG, part of the appeal of GVG is that there's skilled play amongst a large group of players, team versus team, like large team versus large team, but skilled play, right? There's strategy there. Yeah. So my question is, why is 15 and 20 more strategy based than just 10 people?
Well, no, I would probably say it's relatively similar in those, but they just found that 15 works better, or there are enough people that they want to get more people in on the action. You can still play skillfully at 15. I mean, yeah, obviously, once stuff starts to get to kind of 30, it's turning into a bit of a giant clusterfuck, right? Then it's kind of you can't.
Almost doesn't matter.
You can't. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but you can't really see what the hell's going on in 30 versus 30 or something. And then when you get to 50, then it's just you can't. What the fuck is that? And that's just getting out of control at that point.
But I think a lot of the skill in GVG isn't just the players though. It's like you're quite reliant upon your leader to and your shot callers in guild versus guild. That's what I kind of like. They still obviously people need to use the right fields at the right time, stacking might, healing, all the other things. Laying down AOE, like just bombing, things like that. All these. It's coordination. I think that's what the good thing about World v World is. I think a lot of the skill comes in the coordination and synergy of a team, and that's half of what can be, at least half of what competitive play is about in any game, PvP, World v World, whatever. I actually think that actually being a good player is not like the main crux of what you're doing. It's like communication, synergy, and just being able to execute things on call as a team. Like that's at least half of what they're doing, and I think is one of the major pulls. Like being skillful is fine, but like if you've got 15 players who are skillful but don't listen for shit and just spam abilities,
demolished,
you're gonna get wrecked. So it's that communication and synergy which is, I think, one of the main appeals. I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't really done it as much as like everyone else, and I haven't done it for years. So but that's what got me into it at first, getting everyone together, training, and just literally sitting in the spawn and practicing rotations and practicing, sticking Veil down or just, blasting a water field so we can get the maximum amount of healing we possibly can. That kind of thing was just hype, like even before we even got to fighting anyone else. But I guess at the same time back then it was about learning the game and what combos were the best. So,
right. So and some people are answering exactly what I was looking for, but my question was, why did it settle on 15 to 25 people or whatever it was, and apparently it's because that is the point of saturation, right? Any more than that, and it becomes useless players. It's kind of like when World of Warcraft used to have 40-man raiding,
40
right?
bad raids.
Like most of those players, or a good deal of those players, were literally doing almost nothing because it just didn't matter. You just carried you were oversaturated for the fights in general, and it was just a mess. So that was kind of my question. So answered.
Ish, you're wrong.
What?
Ish, you're wrong.
What?
It was like.
Oh wait!
I
Shrek you 1v1, mate, or something. What the fuck?
I just like saying he's wrong.
He's wrong.
Just like saying he's wrong.
Why do you say he's wrong? Is it because he was trolling your chat? Is that why?
No. I like it, but the thing, what he's saying is that Roy's in. If he's talking about Roy is in the scene and knows a shitload more than I do about World v World. Really, I'm talking about a more general thing about synergy and team and communication and everything that is something you need to work on. Was a big appeal mainly for me. I can't speak for everyone else, but I feel like that would be a major pull for a lot of players. But the thing is, the scene isn't that big. So what is the appeal for the people that are still there? That is my interest. Like, what is the appeal? Is it the same reasons? Is it because you want to be a skillful player? why wouldn't you go to PvP, for example, and test your own personal skill? Is it the skill is working? Is it because it is a team? It is 10, 15, 20 people. You have to be skilled as a team, and that is synergy and
right. Well, that's the draw. That's the draw for that game mode or that
Makes
game
sense.
type. Not mode, but game type.
Yeah. And it is skill. Like, you still have to be good at the game. I'm not saying it's not skillful. 100% you're skilled. Like, you have to be good. You have to be skillful as a unit and in personally as well, individually. Like, Sind came from World v World. It was probably one of the best players in the fucking game.
Yeah.
That's like proof in the pudding. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. But it's just that in that situation, there's a really big emphasis on the communication coordination aspect, as you say, right? And that's what people really love about the game mode to a certain extent, right? And I think it's really good. Working together as a 20, 30 man team, it's great, isn't it? It's a lot of fun to all be working together and just going crazy. There's AoEs going everywhere. There's insane amount of damage. I don't know. It's just fun.
So then here's a good question. Here's a really good question. And I see, like, obviously there's a draw to this type of game mode. So then why has it never really been that supported?
Because it's a player construct. That's why it's a player construct, and ArenaNet probably aren't the biggest fans of that.
Which is stupid, really, isn't it? I suppose, like, considering the fact that they're actually like all about community. I actually find that quite hilarious.
What's interesting, I guess, what's interesting to me about that is some players will really recall back to some of the best. Now, Guild Wars 2 doesn't have open world PvP. You know, it has world versus world for that. But for those MMOs that had open world PvP, the best open world PvP that players ever experienced happened accidentally and naturally, and not in some pre-constructed arena or area of the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly, right? That's the thing.
Right. Sorry.
That's exactly the thing. That's the exact problem here.
Yeah, but Fox, when I say what is there to support, like, they've created the scene themselves. Why do they need to support it? Like, why would they need to support a community-focused thing? The problem is with some dev companies is that they need to learn to sometimes just let something pan out and let it evolve. They don't want to. The reason, I mean, in a way, they try to support it, I think, through a guild arena. I think that was one of their main focuses. That was like a big selling point. You know, they said essentially, I think they even said in a live stream that, or they tried to avoid the fact that, you know, by not trying to say GVG in arenas in guild halls, but they also produced, what was it, the oh fuck, I can't remember what it's called, the lobby area with the seating around, oh fuck, what's it called in World v World? You got the border maps, and then on the map with the World v World puzzle, you have the room, the massive cave bit.
What, the Obsidian Sanctum, right?
The Obsidian Sanctum.
Obsidian Sanctum.
Yeah. The other one, forgot about that now. But they evolved and changed to that. So it's like the GVG scene is like, it's just something which came out of its own. I don't think they need to touch it, or the thing they need to change is builds and balance. Like, balance is the main thing they need to address when it comes to all game nodes. And I think that's probably one of the reasons, a lot of the reason is worldwide PvP, World v World players are probably quite pissed about World v World. But again, like,
they've had some struggles. So like Epidemic, right? I don't know. Epidemic, instantly killing people, Retal in the guild hall and stuff like that. Because that's the thing about the guild hall, though, because they put the guild hall in the game, but it doesn't really work properly, as I understand.
Right, we talked a lot with Roy about this and the problems. And what's interesting is that there is a system there that could work, but
surprisingly, it doesn't.
Well, but it needs to be more developed. Like Roy pointed out a whole list of problems with why it doesn't currently work very well. And I don't think that any of those problems he listed are unfixable. It's just a matter of it getting attention and being fixed and you know, being better supported.
I also think, you know, that server back in the day when, like, I'm going to keep going back to when it was like, I think it was the best, like, first 2 years. they started to get rid of that whole server pride and servers changing, guilds changing server and people chasing rewards and stuff. Like, there was a real lack of communication between ArenaNet and their community as to how they should manage that. I mean, they did talk about, limiting transfers and different things like that. You couldn't transfer more than a certain amount of times a season. I can't remember 100% if that's true. I think there was something like that. But they shot themselves in the foot quite a few times because, like, we were on Aurora Glade, right? I think we had Kiss. There was us and Dawn or something. And, slowly but surely, when I said Kiss, he's like face lit up. Kiss. And all these servers just jumped and ran. Like, there was, like, the server pride was destroyed. And you can't blame these servers.
Feels bad, man.
They wanted to go and find bigger servers to have bigger, like, more consistent fights or to win and to do, all these things. So in one way, I mean, something they should probably do is just close a shit ton of servers. Why do they have so many fucking servers? Like, you go onto the list
as well.
They've got high, medium, and low. It's just an indication. It's a good indication. Peak times, squash them over, but then they won't get that money from people transferring servers, and that's something as well. And they don't want people to think, oh God, they're closing servers, dead game, which is not. It's just an obvious, It
needed to happen years ago, though. I mean,
it needed to happen years ago. They should have started doing it as soon as the people started to move, so they could get those communities and just, grow them. Like, put the small servers into bit, and they have that. They do that now. They match people up. They match servers together. But why? Just fucking combine them. Like,
they do it. They do that because the populations are terrible and they need to be linked together, which causes other problems when they're linked together and you're linked with people that you don't want to be linked with or servers you don't want to be linked with. And each server has their own way of doing particular things in World vs. World, or maybe they even play for different reasons, PPT versus
the theory is sound, though.
Whatever.
The theory is sound, though, because, in theory, when a shitty server gets matched up with a really good server, people will bandwagon over to the shit server to play with the good server, and then maybe the shitty server will be able to stand on its own, right? And it doesn't really work out like that in practice, but I don't know. I don't know. That it's not a bad idea. Like, at least they tried to do something.
I think the better idea is to close some of the servers, condense them, and then look at the population again.
Just chuck it down by like a half or a third. Like even a third. So it's just like
you don't even have to go. You don't even have to go. You don't even have to take a hammer to it. Just erase a couple of servers, see how it goes, work on it from there. I mean, World vs. World goes forever without any real changes anyway, so there's no reason why this couldn't have already been happening, except that they don't want to close servers. I mean, that's the obvious answer, but I don't know that is... I
have to say, I would actually be kind of sad if they closed Underworld, though.
And I think that
Underworld
you're going to have
populated though because of you guys. So
I think that you're going to have. I think you're going to have people who feel that way, right? They've been on a server since day one. They, while I think a good deal of players don't have that much loyalty anymore, there's going to be some people who do. And maybe that's a consideration, but I don't know that it necessarily should be. And server transfer money. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I can't possibly guess on how much they make or don't make from server transfers.
Well, we kind of discussed this with Roy again, right? Like, when guilds transfer over, they'll actually do it with gold usually, as I understand it. So it's not even
from my experience, and this is going back probably about 2 years. But my experience was whenever I heard of entire guilds being transferred or being bought, it was always with gold. It wasn't with money, real like money or gems, it was with gold to gems.
When it first happened, it was definitely a mix, because at that
transferring
time
guilds is expensive. It is, but it was all that stuff was done with gold.
Yeah.
Unless you're transferring because you feel like transferring, but I mean, if you're approached by another guild to come to their server because they need you for a particular time slot, or whatever the case is, then
Kind of sucks.
Apparently a lot of the gold is from credit card farming, though. Apparently, so I guess it's still making the money.
I guess
it's still making bank. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I was kind of thinking that people would just be grinding the gold and then just transferring with that. But no, okay, fine. Okay, never mind then. Never mind.
The difference between linking servers and combining them, no, it's not the same thing. It's not the same, because you're reducing the number of places that they can be on, and the linking doesn't always work out well to begin with. And like I said before, there's a problem with linking where those servers who are linked together don't always even get along. So I don't know. It's not exactly the same thing.
Yeah. We'll have to see, won't we? We will have to see.
For the record, I don't think they're going to turn servers off. I don't think they're going to reduce them. I think they should, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to continue to do the linking, and I think that's good enough.
I think they're too stubborn to do that.
I don't know. I think at this point, it's kind of like, as you said, Jebro, it's just they're going to kind of leave the game modes alone to a certain extent, I think, with World versus World and PvP. I wouldn't expect to see many like large sweeping changes, because as you say, right, like where are they making that money? Where's their audience at? It is the casual PvE audience at the end of the day.
A lot of those people are not there anymore. A lot of people are simply not there anymore that worked and had that passion in the mode. They're just not there.
They're working for Amazon now.
Yeah, they are. Or someone else. And it's like, you know, there was do you guys, I don't know, like, well, I was heavily into World v World. Nightmare, Hugh Norfolk, he was there showing off every single change to Siege. Like once a month, I think at least, there was a World v World stream. You know, there was some hype about, you know, we've added this bubble now to Catapult. Like we've added this, that, and the other. We've added the reward tracks. And there was a lot of communication about, like, you know, how all these different things were going to be added. And then people either moved, I guess they moved team or moved away from the game. And a lot of the people that had that passion for PvP and anything competitive in World v World, they're simply not there anymore. Yeah, there you go. John Corplin, Groucheroo. And that's not me sharing information that people don't know. It's just the solid truth. I mean, if you had to put your finger on it right now, who is working on World v World?
I don't know,
Kevin.
I don't know which devs are.
I mean, I know who's working on PvP because I'm involved in that realm, but like, can Roy or anyone tell me which devs are working on World v World? Like, or who's talking about it?
Well,
they're gonna say no one now.
They're gonna say no one, but that's not true. I mean, obviously there are
people who are working on World v World, but I guarantee it's not going to be a big team.
But I have no idea who it is. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not going to be a big team for PvP because everyone's working on PvP.
It's going to be small.
Yeah.
Those are small teams, unfortunately.
It's a bit depressing, isn't it?
I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to be logical. Like, I am a very positive person. Like, I'm normally very positive, and I'm like hyping up tournaments, and like I'm still putting on the tournament for PvP. But that's the main focus of it. It's like it's a community-driven thing. And at the end of the day, like, you have to make the best of something that you enjoy as well sometimes. And with Guild Wars 2, I think for World v World and PvP, I think it's really up to players in the community, like how they take it on. Because if they show them that, you know, they're popular and they want to play it, they'll focus on that and they'll look at that. And, you know, Teapot streaming World v World, a couple of times a week at least, is definitely, you know, I mean, the amount of people that go in now to World v World in those regions.
Yeah. Hey, who are you facing this week, Teapot? What server? What servers are you against this week?
No, we're against good servers. We're against Bach.
No, I know. Tell me.
Oh, let me check the exact servers. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like a fool. We got Gunnar's Hold, Ruins of Sirmia, and Vabi, and Bark Bay.
There you go, guys. Boom. Join those servers. Fight against Teapot. Destroy him.
No, don't destroy me.
Make him cry on stream.
No, I'll never cry on stream.
This is the goal.
I will never surrender. I will never give up. If you fucks come after me with 100-man blob, I'll still try and fuck you up. You're never gonna get me.
There you go, guys. There you go. I can't roll versus roll with you.
Underworld is glorious. We will never surrender to the filth that is the other servers. Okay.
Believe it or not, I think
I'm
I'm on Jade Quarry because I couldn't get back on Blackgate. Feels bad. No, we are getting stomped right now. 1,500 to 500. Feels bad.
No, don't. No, that's not my Twitter, guys. That's Inks' Twitter. What the fuck? It's not.
That's the only Twitter you need to follow.
Oh my god, getting destroyed. But no, I mean, I really hope that, you know, if we can get a little bit, you know, a bit touchy-feely for a moment. It's like, you know, I really hope people have seen the stream and thought, hey, World vs. World isn't a complete piece of shit. I think that's kind of a lot of the opinion that a lot of PvE players have. Or, well, not a lot of PvE players, but a lot of players who aren't familiar with the game mode kind of think, haha, hee XD, dead game. You know, yeah. And that's kind of, you know, and that's not really the case. Well, it's not even the case at all, right? But it does seem to kind of pervade about the place. It's like totally dead game mode, and it's just you're just running around in circles, like attacking things, you know, firing siege, just AFKing, waiting for walls to break. I mean, that's not how you go. I mean, yeah, sure. It was a meme, even in Seoul, going, haha, World versus World, yeah, nice game mode, lol. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think Planix was the only one who wanted to play at one given time or another.
I actually tried to get people into World versus World ages ago, but it really didn't work. It did not work around the first time. Okay, we got about 20 people the first time, then we got like 3 people all the other times. But this time we did it way better, guys. We all got to Underworld. We sorted that shit out, guys. Okay, it was great. That was really good. But yeah, no, World vs. World is a great game, but I'd really encourage you guys to at least give it a shot. But you got to do it properly, okay? This is the important thing. This is the important thing, guys. If you go into World vs. World, you're on your Berserker Elementalist. You're probably gonna get completely splattered, right? If you play, no, I mean, you can play Berserker Elementalist. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going in with your PvE build, you got fucking Ice Bow, you got Glyph of Storms and Signet of Fire. You're gonna get demolished. You're playing the fire and air trait. You're gonna get absolutely fucked.
You're literally playing with fire.
Yeah. Don't do that. If you go in with your PvE Guardian in full Berserker gear, you're not gonna have a good time. Okay?
You mean full Nomads, right?
You're not. Yeah, it's not gonna go well for you. If you're on the front line in full Zerk with 11k HP with a bunch of traps and you insta kill yourself to fucking retail. You're not going to have a good time, guys. You actually got to try it, okay?
It's the same with anything, though, isn't it? It's like if you try something new, you adapt and you learn and you change what you're doing because it's not the same. And it's the same with anything. It's the same with PvP as well. You know, you don't run in and just fucking play some piece of shit PvE build that does damage because it's not going to work. You bring utility and survival.
You roam in full Zerk. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. You can, you know, when you're playing 1v1, yeah, you can play a much more aggressive build. But if you're in a big blob, like your Zerker gear ain't gonna work out so well for you, unless maybe you're a Rev, then you can kind of get away with it. All right, but you know, on most classes, you're not gonna get away with that if you're on the front line going crazy.
But how many of those people really care about that, though?
Well, I think people, you know, I don't know. I think roaming is not. I guess people are a bunch of people are into that, but I think most people are, you know, going around blobbing, fighting other Zergs. I would say.
I think a very small amount of the population probably, like, and it's like anything, will try and play the game mode properly. It's like raids, it's like World v World, it's like PvP. Same. It's like there's always going to be that top tier of people who are trying to play it the way they have created the meta around what's going on. Yeah. You know, I mean, the blob fighting is, I kind of enjoy that, what Echo is saying. It's like, you can't really tell who's going to win, and it's just that old-fashioned like kind of warfare thing where, you know, it really depends on who probably the better players are and what kind of organization you have going on. But I don't know, it's like, it's if you do what you enjoy at the end of the day, if you enjoy playing a Zerker build and you want to run and round in World v World, if you don't mind getting wrecked every 2 seconds, you know, you carry on doing it. It's like, you know,
don't mind getting wrecked every 2 seconds.
It's like,
then play Nomads. Everybody get your. I know that everybody raids on Nomads gear. Take your Nomad warriors and Guardians and Revs and go play World vs. World.
It's all about expectation, man. What do you expect? Like, you want to be good? Expect to change your build and to change your play style and to learn. If you want to be shit, then just carry on doing nothing and
that's the core issue. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people don't understand that, isn't it? Like you see people in PvE raids running the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Like, of course you're gonna lose. Are you kidding me? Like, you're not gonna win with this. I mean, if you know what you're doing, then maybe you can get away with it. But if you're just trying to get into raids and you've no idea what the fuck you're doing, if you're going into PvP and you're running some like weird shit, like I don't know, like fucking I don't even know what like really weird stuff that you run in PvP. I don't know. Like so, like I don't know, like Scepter Focus Mesmer or some shit like that with Greatsword on top of that. Like, of course you're not gonna have fun. You're gonna get completely stomped. You know, like you can't do anything with that. I mean, maybe again, like if you're really good, yeah, you can do some troll shit and get away with it. But if you're on the same level as your opponent, you got to actually play the game properly. So it's just, why don't people get this? Like, you guys,
I only run full nomads now. It's the only way to play.
If you're gonna play a game mode, you gotta actually get into the game mode. You actually gotta try. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have fun because you're gonna lose. I mean,
unless like people just like that casual and they just enjoy like mediocre stuff, like that's fine as well. Like everyone enjoys what they enjoy, but if you want to get good at something, you learn and you try and like like you're saying, you change your build and your expectations. And it's like me with raiding once a week on a Thursday. Sometimes we don't run the most optimal stuff, but like, and I'm still kind of learning a lot of bosses, and I think it's definitely more casual, and there's definitely guys that have a ton of experience like Fox in the chat and Shrimp and other guys, and I enjoy it massively, but like we're always trying different things and like trying to improve, and those guys are changing their builds and different stuff as well. But like
compensate for you.
So
compensate for your nomad engineer.
Compare from exactly my soldiers engineer. My bomb build. That was a joke, guys. By the way, I want to try that bomb build. That would say is like just a power bomb build. It'd be interesting.
No, it's actually really good. Honestly, like Power NG is pretty solid. It does good damage for literally doing nothing. It's like the ideal build. All you do is run around in circles, auto attacking. You don't even run around in circles anymore. There's no seaweed salad anymore. You don't even run around in circles anymore, guys. It's even better.
That's my biggest problem in raiding, standing still. It's my biggest problem. Like actually standing still.
Oh well, you should have played a power class before the balance patch then, because then you have to jiggle constantly because of seaweed salad.
No. Yep. Feels good.
Yeah. Power NG is the best build for new players. Yeah, I'd say it's a really good build for new players. Extremely good because it's pretty simple. I mean, you've got some utility on top of that as well. It's really good. Yeah.
And now Jebro will run Power NG. Age says, "Yep, next because I definitely want to get more ascended gear. That's something I want to do. Fuck that. I guess I could change.
What's wrong with Power NG, Age? Come on, I've seen you on stream. I've seen you auto-attacking with Ice Bow. I've seen you use all 15 charges. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. That was fucking mean. I'm sorry, Age. I fucking love you, dude. Okay? I've fucking seen that shit on Elementalist. Come on, dude. And don't bully Jebro. Don't bully my boy Jebro. Playing Power NG.
It's only because I raid with him.
Yeah.
If you play on NA, you can run anything you want in raids and be successful. Just contact Yo.
Yeah. He'll tell you to GG and you can run whatever gear you want. Simple as that.
Enjoy the fight.
Enjoy the gear.
Get some popcorn, enjoy the fight. Whatever you want. Simple.
Just sit back, relax, and let Yummy do all the work and take your gold.
You can play whatever build you want. Any specs. You want to run Guardian with spirit weapons, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter.
I'm going to take my turret NG then as well.
Yep. Anything you want.
Turret NG.
Play how you want. Play how you want.
You can run in blues and greens, whatever. You don't even need exotics. Fine.
Whites. Say whites and whites for Lady. See what your damage is like. At the end of the day, if you play what you can do, what you enjoy with, you play with your group. You play with your people that you enjoy the game with. If you enjoy wiping to Veil Guardian daily, but you've got your group of people that you want to play with and you just enjoy getting together, there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't anything wrong with that. Like, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it's like anything in life. But you play a game, you enjoy it, you're with your friends, fuck it, at the end of the day. But if you want to get good at something, you change. change. Like people fear change, man. People fear change. They don't want to change.
What you're telling me is that
we were on Deimos. We were on Deimos for 2 months or more. I fucking loved it. I enjoyed that raid every week, even if we got like only shaved a couple of % off, because like I just enjoyed the people I play with. I enjoyed learning and trying to improve, and you know, I mean, it wasn't always the most awesome.
So if you want to enjoy life, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to win at life, be meta.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
That is kind of bugs.
And that's the best part. That's the best part about all this. You know, all Guild Wars 2 and community games in general. Like to a certain extent, at some point after you've done things a certain amount of times, like the gameplay takes a back seat almost. Like I don't know. Like when I'm doing like stupid shit on stream, like dying constantly. Yesterday, for example, I know you guys remember that. We were still having a great time because we were talking shit all the time. We were going crazy. I know Shadownim was. People were just actually getting high. Like people like role playing as if they were on drugs or something. It was getting weird.
Wow.
But you know, it was hilarious.
I'm not sure that was a role play, but.
I know it was a total clown fiesta, but we were still having fun. You know, we were still having fun.
Boy.
That's a good point. I do need to come and join the raid training that you guys. Yeah, I do. I will, Julia. Yeah, I will come and join you guys. I said I was going to come and join you guys, but Sunday is my only day off, so it's nice to just switch off and do something else sometimes. But I will come and join you.
I think it was this week that I ran with Yummy and Hidden and Hayden and the other people, the other Ren members. Fun times. I think that was this week. I lose track of time easily.
But yeah, I mean, like Teapot streams raids quite a lot and was doing it almost daily, other than when you were doing World v World, like before you started doing World v World.
Now he's been infected by World vs World.
Cool. Inks, you need to come World. I'm going to convert you. You need to come World versus World with us, MMO Inks.
I can't.
Why not?
Can't. Because you're on Underworld.
What? You just don't like football players? Is that what you fucking don't like? You don't like that shit?
Sorry.
Wow. Racist. Wow.
Racist.
Doesn't like Underworld players. Doesn't like him. Disgusting. Yeah.
Severus.
All right then. On that note, should we wrap it up, guys? I think that's a good place to end. We cheered ourselves up a little bit. We got a bit depressing. In the middle there, got a little bit dark about how like the 2 game modes are going to get abandoned. But
Gets abandoned.
But it's fine. We love Guild Wars 2.
Other than that,
it's the best.
Other than that, you know, we've concluded that you can still have fun in these game modes. They're still great game modes, guys, and you know, we can make them great again because of our amazing community that we have in Guild Wars 2. Okay, that is it. And that will bring us to the end, my friends, and our amazing guest in the bottom left corner, organizing the PvP tournament thing with more than $4, which is enough to make Helseth come back to the game. It is Jebro.
And playing the tournament.
And playing the tournament. Yes. The $4, more than $4. You got him. What?
I did.
It's time for you to shill, dude. Let's go. Let's go. You got to shill. You got to shill. Go.
Oh, okay. You can follow me at JebDan. Also, we have a Unity Twitter as well, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It's it's at Unity_GO. But I will post. Should I post the link for the Unity Gaming? Maybe not.
Should you? Yes, do it.
Discord. Yeah, come and join the Discord. All people that enter the tournament have to be in the Discord anyway. I mean, there's a lot of organization that's going into this.
Oh. You're inviting the Clown Fiesta in, huh? Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, they'll get fucking ban-hammered quickly if they don't worry about that. That Discord is fucking
heavily policed.
Heavily policed.
Unity Gaming Discord at twitter.com/MMOinks.
I mean, that's a pretty good description. Go to his.
What can I say? I love that that's become a meme with the TeaTime crowd here.
Yeah.
All the links just go to my Twitter. It feels good.
Also, go and donate. Go and donate to the stuff as well. I mean, I'm gonna.
You want to talk to Enko, Jebro? He's gonna hook you up. He's rich as fuck. he's in top 10 players or something for gold. Like you can milk him.
Top 4.
Top 4.
I mean real money.
For
I mean
account
real
anyway.
I mean real money, though.
Oh no, they're gonna take over your Discord and put late night images in there now. You just ban them now.
Oh God, yeah, I've seen that.
You've seen late night Discord.
I went there once, and my whole person was just
I think Roy wants to commentate the tournament with you. Yeah, he's just there. You go. He says
something he has said about that.
Yeah, Roy will be effective at it. He would hook you up. He'd be pretty good. But yeah.
Roy is EU or NA, I can't remember.
Roy is NA, but he plays on EU. I think he also plays on NA now.
NA you can, Roy. Yes, that would be fine. Oh yeah, he asked me. Yeah, I can do that. We can do that. You can be the analyst. That's fine.
Right.
We can do that.
And in the top right corner, it's MMO Inks, Twitter extraordinaire.
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at MMO Inks. I really got to get the Twitch thing figured out, but my computer hates me, so we're working on that.
Feels bad.
Yeah,
man.
follow my Twitch as well.
Yeah. The bot will post several links. I guess I should probably just replace Inks with his Twitter at this point. What if I replaced every link with his Twitter, though? How about that? But yeah, definitely go check out those guys. And of course, follow this stream as well. I mean, guys, come on. You've learned about things. You learned about how to play Guild Wars 2. You've learned about everything, like how the game's going to go out. You've learned so many things today, guys. Maybe you already knew some of them, but I'm sure you have definitely learned something. You've acquired knowledge from us today, guys, from these wise sages, if you will, here. And yeah, you need to follow. You can also subscribe to this stream if you want to get emotes and support the stream and get an ad block. But if you don't already have ad block, lol, it's something. It blocks all the ads, guys. It gets rid of all of them. Yeah. There we go. And you can go follow me on Twitter as well. In fact, you definitely need to follow me on Twitter, okay? Don't follow MMO Inks. Don't follow
Yes, do it.
No.
Do it.
You can follow more than one person, it's fine.
No, that is impossible. You can only follow one person at once. But yeah, I'm MightyTeapot on Twitter, on YouTube as well. Watch all the other Times. Look at these classic emotes. Look at these emotes, guys. These emotes could be yours for the low price of $4.99. But yeah, that'll do it, guys. We'll host someone. It'll be surprise host. You guys will probably put lol in the chat or some shit. But yeah, let's go say hi to someone else. And thanks for watching, guys. Follow, subscribe, watch all of us here. And we'll see you around, okay? Definitely check out that tournament as well. You guys better be hyped for that shit, okay? And yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.